Yes. Oh, my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Oh, my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a leader is not very easy. To become a...
Let's talk about the transition program of Babangida. Immediately, Babangida overthrew Buhari on August 27, 1985. He promised from that same day that he was going to hand over power to a democratically elected government by 1990. Along the line, he set up a political bureau that advised him on what to do. And within the time, summarily, let me just move summarily. When it was getting to 1990, Babangida decided that he was going to experiment with diarchy. In other words, a system of government where the civilians will be elected and the military will also be in power. And he used that opportunity to extend his transition from 1990 to 1992. Babangida did not blame anybody that the person was responsible for the extension. Because being a military head of state, his word was law. He ruled by decrees. And you know what? Babangida said, I dominate my environment with power, with the power of firearms. So he was in charge and he was in power. Babangida had been a professional coup plotter. So he knows everything about coup plotting. And everybody knows that you make a mistake, you're gone. You recall that his best man in his wedding, Mama Mfasa, he tied him on the stake for rumors of coup and shot him. So no military junior of IBB ever in his front took him for granted, because they know the consequences. When the Oka people did the coup, he shot all of them. Even when there was a court martial that exonerated some of them and said they will not face death penalty, IBB constituted another court martial that retried those people and decided to kill all of them. It was Major General Ike Nwachukwu that was the head of the first court martial that condemned the first set of people and exonerated the rest. But IBB set up another one and they had to kill the others. So you can imagine such a man. And then he will say something and you're telling me that another person influenced him to change his mind. No. So he shifted it from 1990. All other elections of the lower level, they were being held. But when it comes to the one of the presidency, it will be shifted. So from 1990, shifted the presidential election to 1992. In 1992, before then, IBB decided that he was not satisfied with all the political parties that the politicians set up for themselves. He decided to set up the political parties for the politicians. So IBB set up National Republican Convention and set up Social Democratic Party and told politicians to join in. He wrote their constitutions for them, wrote their manifestos, and he was in charge of all the security apparatus. So IBB owned the transition. So how can you own the transition? He built the secretariats for the parties in all the 700, in all the local governments of Nigeria. They were not up to 700 then. he built all the secretariats for them. So you, as a politician, you don't have any say. So whatever IBB said was what was done, 100%. Even the house you were staying as your secretariat was not your own. So SDP, NRC went into election.
Hi, my people. How not they? This Natasha matter. Hi, another woman don't come out now. The former senator Ita-Giwa don't come out now. Can't talk for this man Natasha matter. Wait till they shock me now. Be saying how come that there are more women against Natasha at this moment? What is happening? When was the last time we hear this woman can't talk for waiting they affect us for Nigeria? This madam Ita-Giwa. When was the last time? My people, make una hear waiting this mama talk first.
All right, so we'll go straight in. I'm sure, I mean, a lot has happened since Friday. Since the first instance, and then Friday's interview here on Arise News blew things to a new level. But I want you to speak to some of the reactions that have come forth, especially from fellow female senators like yourselves. Some have said that they haven't personally experienced sexual harassment in Senate, as well as other women in Senate. I'd like to get your experience. Is it something that's rampant in the Senate? Also, this issue around maligning or disregarding the voices of female senators, is it a thing in the National Assembly?
Well, you know, if you want to talk about gender in politics, talking to Ita-Giwa will be talking to the wrong person. Do you understand? Because just like I don't support affirmative action, you understand? Although in appointment, excuse me, yeah, I had to fly in for this interview. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think affirmative action is undemocratic. Now, when the nightclub thing happened, again, I was out of Lagos. I was even calling Ozzy. I said, please tell him or tell Mr. Batty, I'd like to come and talk about it, but unfortunately I couldn't make it because I also felt it was out of order for somebody who is presiding to have the word nightclub cross his mind. You understand, when you're handling the issues of a country as number 3 man. So I thought he said that I felt it was totally out of order and needed to apologize to women and to that lady, which eventually Senate President did, you know. But, you know, on this matter, I'm not with Akputi. You understand? Number one, it is the worst sign of weakness on a woman's part. You understand? For you to come out and accuse a man or accuse a man of making passes at you at that level. There are 109 senators. It is not easy to win election to the Senate. Now, the Senate President is first amongst equals. We have arrived there as somebody. I had 7 local governments with me, so I went there with strength. And my God, you know, I won this election. So I saw everybody there as equals, and then we sit down and decide who is going to lead. Because in every group there has to be a leader, which is what the Senate President is. But that again, there's something that I'm hearing that each time I hear that, you know, my heart makes a beat. That a senator will get up and address Mr. Senate President as sir. Yeah. That's another undemocratic language, which should not be in the Senate chambers. It is Mr. Senate President. Even if you have to call that Mr. Senate President 10 times, you do that, you address Mr. Senate President. Because Mr. Senate President embodies the entire Senate chambers. That's number one, that's out of order. Now, in terms of presentation of bills or, you know, presentation of any material, you understand? Mandatorily, there are leaders. Mandatorily, there's a chairman of Rules and Business Committee, who again is carefully chosen. You understand? It's somebody who is very, very knowledgeable, you understand? Very, very highly respected, somebody that will not negotiate anything. Because everybody wants his or her matter to enter. And then mandatorily, beginning of every week, the Senate President must call a meeting of principal officers to look through the business of the day from the following day. Principal officers will now agree that this is presentation. So there's no way anything can be sneaked in. Now, for a senator, if you want a matter, but also when you go back to the Senate, and when the order is announced and the business of the day is announced, you have a right to bring up a matter of national urgent importance, which the Senate President is obliged to allow you. You understand, whether he likes it or not. So if you want your matter put in the other paper, you go and lobby the principal officer. That if it is that urgent, or if in our own time you didn't have to order.
I have to come in here because we need to set a lot of context. I get what you're saying, as regards how the Senate runs, but the difference is the fact that she was standing on privileges with that order 10 because of what she wanted to say. And she has also made very strong allegations that is because of the sexual advances made and she has not succumbed. That's why she's being treated that way in the Senate. So are you saying, you said something just now that I was taken aback, ma. You said it is, you feel disappointed that Natasha came out to air a point of. So is it that when a woman is sexually harassed, as she claims, she should keep quiet? Misogyny should continue?
No, I don't.
That women should not speak up? Nobody should talk because she has won election, she's in the Senate now.
You have passed that. But by the time you contest election and get to Senate, you understand? Yeah. You have passed that. You know, you have passed that stage of your life of being sexually harassed.
Really?
So yes, by the time if you go there and start, you have passed that. You go there, so you are all equal in that Senate.
So, really? So if somebody,
you are all equal, it's out of order. And again, it shows weakness. You don't allow it.
So is it a show of weakness for a woman to speak out?
It cannot happen in the Senate.
Really?
I'm not saying that the lady is lying. I'm not God. But again, my dear, when you get to Senate, you are there as a person. You are not there as a man or woman. You are there as a person. It doesn't matter what you are carrying between whatever.
Complaining that there's no equality.
You are there. And then, mind you,
I
don't think at this stage of, I respect that girl. I like her. She's very intelligent. Very, very well spoken. You understand? But I do not think that the person you call sir, because first of all, if you call somebody sir, then you are giving the person a cane to whip you.
Senator Ita-Giwa, let me ask you a question, a very direct question.
You understand? I'm not doubting what she's saying, but I'm saying that
it is very clear.
No. I'm not that, but I'm saying that it would not happen in the Senate.
In the Senate, it should.
You understand? And it should not happen in the Senate. And again, I'm not here to defend anybody.
Yes.
In politics, people joke and say things to each other.
Yes.
In politics, you touch a lot. You do things a lot. You understand? You understand? But I don't know. I think this thing, for me,
Senator Ita-Giwa, please,
my issue is that this lady, whatever it is, should be sorted out.
You think she has not handled it well? I think, do I interpret it well?
You understand?
I think that is your point.
So don't come here and
Senator
sit on television and then, you come here to say that you are not a college girl. You are
but Senator, I don't want you.
By the time we get to Senate, you are qualified to be president of the country. By the time we get to Senate, you are qualified to be president of the country. And there are procedures that you must abide by the procedure. I'm a great fan of that lady, but I'm not a fan of any lady. Any lady. It's like you waking up tomorrow to say that Mr. Bakassi is harassing you, so you cannot present.
I think she mentioned to me.
Yes.
So, ma'am, as a lady, as a woman, since you referred to me, there's no level at which we do not experience sexual harassment. You can choose to keep quiet about it, but I think
you're not keeping quiet, it's allowing it.
I know. I do think it's disrespectful to women who have the courage to come out to speak, to say that they were not sexually harassed because they reached a certain level.
Not at that
I'm just speaking from my perspective.
Not in the Senate, not in the Senate chamber.
Senator, let me play something and ask you a question. So that I don't misunderstand it. Your position is that you're not saying Senator Apoti is lying. What you say is the way she's handling it is what you don't agree.
I don't have any comment on whether she's lying or not.
Exactly.
Number one, the Senate President has the prerogative to allocate seats.
Yes.
So for me, please listen to me. You understand? If I come there, you say you have changed my seat, I go and take my seat.
The new seat.
You understand? I go and take my new seat. I was given in Apoville when I was there, because I did not vote for a Senate president, you understand?
Yes.
My own was not sexual, you know, I don't even allow it.
Anyway,
it's not allowed. You don't have the opportunity. You understand? I'm a civilized woman, so we know what to do by the time we get to that level. But when I was given that last house next to the bush, you understand, in Apo village, and I knew that happened because I did not vote
for that Senate president.
So I quickly went to Asoko and rented a house. I moved out. Now another thing, when I wanted to come here during the last issue,
the night club,
my input was, you know, what I was coming here to tell you was that if a senator, what we used to do in our time, if a senator raises his hand to speak, and you are not allowed to speak, what I used to do in our time was that I would simply walk out, take a bow, walk out of the Senate, and go out and call a press conference. I called the media and told them what I wanted.
And daring the question. That's the question I wanted to ask you.
You have that power. There's so much power in your hand. There's so much you can do.
But
there's so much you can do.
But Senator Ita-Giwa, don't you think it's denigrating on a lot of women that speak up when they are being harassed sexually, that you just brushed it aside today and say once you get to a Senate level, no man can sexually harass? Hope you know.
No, you cannot, because it's not allowed.
Let me finish, ma.
I can advise the men how to avoid it.
Hope you know that there are women that are being raped in their marriages.
That's a different thing.
So if somebody, because she's a senator, is being sexually harassed, like she claimed,
you are there as one of the men.
No,
you understand? You don't give room to that.
In this case, Senator, let me finish.
Hold on,
please, let me finish. Please, I beg you. In this case, in this same Senate, we have seen how Ireti Kingibe has been treated. We have seen how other female senators have been denigrated. And Natasha, Senator Natasha Akpoti here, is saying that the reason why she's been treated that way because there was a prior case of sexual harassment. And what I read from what you are saying, Ma, is that once you get to a position of a senator in the country, you can't be sexually harassed. You two, you are a man, you should stand up to them.
No, I'm not saying don't put words
that she's being harassed.
I did not say that you are a man. Okay, I'm saying that when you get to that chamber of 109 people, you are a person.
Yeah,
you understand? And you are one of the people. Because what favor are you asking for? You don't want election to be there. You want to put your issue in the other paper. You put it and it will appear on the other paper.
Can I just ask
you don't have to.
Can I ask
in politics, my dear, when I go for meetings and they want to do fundraising,
yes, ma'am.
You see, because that's what women do. Because you let them, look at you as a weaker sex. So you say that if you want to do fundraising, say, okay, we are trying to raise 10 million. Ita-Giwa will raise me and say, okay, out of that 10 million, I want to give 3 million.
Yes.
Because I will not give you opportunity, because we are together.
Yes,
there are ways that we are for such a pretty intelligent girl. Okay. You don't allow it. Okay. In my 32 years, I've never been made passat.
Okay, great. Okay, so
ma'am, in my 32 years,
round off now. Because
it's not allowed.
What you're saying is quite a
revelation.
revelation.
You not allow it. And people joke a lot. In politics, there's a lot of people joke a lot.
Yes,
people hold each other's hand. People can say that, okay, so do you have nicknames that we call each other?
Okay. Let me just ask you a question for the girls that are watching and the women that are watching. You said that there's a way...
Women should protect themselves. You understand? Women should carry themselves. You don't allow it.
You said that there's a way...
You can send a message that don't come here.
Yes, I want you to talk to the women. You said that there's a way, so we don't know the way because we are still sexually harassed.
Yes.
So since you know the way that it is, so that you avoid it, can you share with the women who are watching with us, who are at that level, who are still being intimidated, what to do?
I feel for the young girls in the universities and who are growing up. But what I'm saying today is that by the time you grow up and decide to be a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you must have built so much confidence in yourself.
Okay, so it's lack of
you understand?
Yes,
you understand? You understand? You must have been. No. Why are you talking like that?
No, I mean, is it lack of confidence that makes her?
No, don't, I understand English like you do. No, you understand? I'm saying that as a woman, you understand? Can I make my point?
Yes, ma'am.
You must have built so much confidence in yourself. Do you know what it is for you to win election to get to Senate? You struggle like a man. You were not given the mandate. That girl won election. That girl lost election. That girl went to court and fought and got to Senate. So by the time you get there, you have as much authority as the other men have.
And so that
you don't look at yourself.
sexual harassment.
For me, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but my personal opinion is that at that stage in the Senate, if you come and say that somebody is sexually harassing you, it's a weakness.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I think you made your point.
You make yourself unapproachable.
All right. But I think that's
you understand. You don't let anybody take you around and show you. You don't allow it. You make yourself unapproachable in the midst of men. I've been in the midst of men all my life.
All right.
You understand? And
confidence and being unapproachable.
Yes.
Is that a third thing?
Of course, you make yourself unapproachable.
Unapproachable.
Okay.
Because you all won election, you have a right. Your issue must be in the other paper.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not.
Please. I might sound stupid with this, but
yes.
Please, how does a good-looking woman like Natasha make herself unapproachable by men?
I don't think when I was in the Senate, I'm still not ugly, even as some.
How does a good-looking woman make herself unattractive?
I like that girl
men?
too much.
Yes.
You understand? And if all of you want to be honest, why would you go to the point of saying your husband went to beg for your other people to be in the DC? For goodness sake, do you know what it is to? The point I'm making, please. Do you know what it is for a woman to win election to get to Senate?
No, I know, but I'm just asking you.
You go and exercise your rights.
So we have to
and then you don't allow it. You're unapproachable. You are here for business.
Okay, we're out of time.
If you touch my hand, hello, hi, how are you? You
out
trust my hand.
Why do you allow?
Yes,
we're out of time. We're out of time now.
Important touch. It doesn't mean
okay, thank you so much, ma'am. It's a very serious sexual harassment.
Is there with the person I have a foundation? I fight it.
Yes. Okay, fantastic.
You understand? At that level,
Thank you
children.
so much, ma'am. It's a serious issue, and I think that there will be broader conversation.
When you get to Senate, you are all the same thing.
All right.
If the Senate President touches you and talks to you,
thank you so much, ma'am.
You are greeting and talking. Yes,
I'm sure some people would have something to say about that, especially women at that level who still consistently get harassed.
No, women should not at that level. We should fight for our children in school. Natasha and I should be fighting for the children in universities. You understand? Yeah. Not in the Senate.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I hear him, right? If you are not shocked over the statement from this woman, this former senator, so Ita-Giwa, then I don't know what it will shock you again. For a woman to cry out that she was sexually harassed, this mama Ita-Giwa say is a sign of weakness for her to cry out. She should have stayed silent. There's no need of crying out. And so this mama, they advise other fellow women listening to her right now, that if you are sexually molested, sexually harassed, anyhow sexually attacked, stay silent. This is one of the reasons you see why in Nigeria, women cannot be bold enough to speak out when they are facing situations like this. Their employers will rape them, will molest them, will harass them sexually. They can't cry out. When some of them go to the police station to cry, police will be asking them, madam, what do you go do for your house? Girl, what do you go do for your house? Either they will be stigmatized, this thing will be used against them, probably forever. Ita-Giwa, this woman, I don't know the impact where this woman played while she was a senator. She's even boasting now that she was a senator or been in government for the past 30 years. Can somebody tell me the impact, the positive impact this Ita-Giwa have played in Nigeria that have affected you positively or affected me positively? She's reminding us now. Say she have been in government for 30 years. Being in government for 30 years, you have not played any positive impact in the lives of Nigerians, or even though you are out of government, all that we have been facing all these years now since Tinubu become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How many times have we seen Ita-Giwa comes out to speak and yell at the president that Nigerians are hungry? A woman was sexually harassed, allegedly. We don't even know not true or not true. At least she cried out. What's supposed to be done at this particular moment, if Nigeria is a country that works, is to put in a deep investigation. Why they are investigating, the Senate president should be put aside. I'm saying they work for another country, don't ask me. Now say they walk for country where they walk. The Senate President, xually Harassed, will step aside for now, even though he's not suspended. Step aside while the investigation continues. What do we know? Another woman now don't want to attack the innocent woman. Tell me how other women will have the guts to speak out tomorrow when they are facing similar things like this. What do I know? We'll talk about this extensively later on Nigeria Watch Media. Thank you.
On fire. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning.
My Ayomide.
How are you?
Good morning, Professor Anthony Killer. How are you this morning? All right. You just, you were telling me
I was
about
helping you as a female colleague.
because I did not watch Senator
Ita-Giwa's
Ita-Giwa's interview, a woman that I actually respect.
Yes.
But with what you have said now, I am quite disappointed at some of the measures that you've just reeled out. I'd like for you to just no, you can't give me advice. Just reel out what
I was giving you suggestions on how to avoid sexual harassment.
How can you
be more confident?
Wait, was that what?
That's what she said. Because I asked her, because I said that was a revelation, because she needed to teach us a lot more about how not to be sexually harassed. And one of the things was that you have to be more confident.
You have to be more confident.
Yes, as a woman.
Wow.
So it's lack of confidence if you're sexually harassed. Number two is that you also have to be unapproachable.
Okay.
You know, if you are too approachable, men will, and that's on you. And then, of course, it's weakness to come on air and come and talk about episodes, especially at a certain level. I don't know about you, but personally, I don't think a woman ever grows out of it, whereby men or women, we keep focusing on women, but when it comes to discrimination, it happens both ways. It's just that women face it a bit more, especially in this part of the world that we are. And the danger with narratives like that, like I was sharing off, behind the scenes, is that whenever a case like this is brought up, the first thing that usually comes up is, what did the woman do? We must kill that narrative in Nigeria, because that is what perpetuates this a lot, because it's always that a woman must have done something to attract that kind of attention or attract that kind of discrimination.
Yes.
I think it's very sad if we continue that narrative, because we'll continue to absolve the people who ought to take responsibility for their actions.
All right, I was going to start the show in Lagos, but because we're talking about this issue and we're seeing that it's women that are coming out to trivialize sexual harassment, because this is exactly what it means. If you're sexually harassed, please, it is no woman's fault. You cannot be blamed for being sexually harassed. I mean, you look beautiful, you're sexually harassed. You did not create yourself. And it's not lack of confidence that causes sexual harassment. It is a thing out there, and it is unfair and unfortunate that at this time in our system, society, where 2025, we're talking about women not being able to come out and talk about sexual harassment. Well, I'd like to take the story in Kenya so that we can discuss everything together. Good morning to you, viewers. Well, in the wake of the feud between Senate President xually Harassed and the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, over allegations of sexual harassment, the role of young women in politics and gender disparity in African politics has now become a topic of debate. Well, a 2024 video showing Kenyan legislator Mile Odiambo, who has established herself as one of the country's most outspoken politicians, advising young women to be as fiery as she is, has resurfaced online. Well, let's take a look at that video before we come back for a discussion.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to start by saying that one of my favorite books is Good Girls Never Get the Corner Office. Mr. Speaker, this is in response to what you are telling me earlier in the morning when you are urging me to be a good example to the girls, the younger ones who are doing their first term. Mr. Speaker, if they are good girls, they'll never get corner office. Be as bad as Millie Odiambo, you will be the mother of this house. I am a bad girl, and as a bad girl, I'm here serving my fourth term. So do not be cheated like the African culture where you are told have decorum, dress nicely, be kind, be nice. I'm telling you, you will go nowhere. Be a bad girl like me and you'll get somewhere.
Well, I don't think she means literally be a bad girl. I mean, but basically, that, she said, was her favorite book.
Yeah.
Good girls don't get the corner office, meaning you have to stand your ground as a woman. A quick comment from you.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you have to stand your ground. I think what the speaker there was talking about is about being tough, not being bad in reality.
Yes,
I think for every situation of harassment, oppression, or discrimination, we should be able to truly condemn what is bad. What is bad is anybody in this world, either because of gender, either because of race, religion, or ethnicity, is trying to discriminate or oppress somebody else, is a bad thing. Absolutely. I think men who rape, I think men who use their power, who try to use their money, not to seduce or lure, but to extort and constrain other people, are weak men. Absolutely. I call them boys who did not do boyhood when they were boys. They fall into money and power at an age in their life, and they've never charmed women. Yeah. They've never persuaded, they've never convinced people with their wit, with their oratory, with their knowledge, or with their physique. They've not done sport. They were not clapped to have young people. So when they get to a stage in their life, when they have power, money, they think they can buy people. But it is also important for us, however, to share the responsibility around. I stand with women of substance. I stand with women who are who they are, what they are, because of what they can bring to the table. Yeah. I have seen many times in my life where some women use the feminine card to get what they do not deserve to the detriment of other women. And I think anytime we talk about serious things like sexual harassment, it is important not to simplify. Absolutely. It is important to go for the facts, followed by logic, and allow for space of dissident voices and allow for space of misunderstanding, misinterpretation, and mischief. It is important that we understand that if you are for the truth, you will know the truth is always nuanced.
Absolutely. Basically, it's about standing your ground as a woman in in politics. I mean, in Kenya, we are seeing more representation of women in politics. And this is what we're advocating for here on the show. Rufai, a quick comment from you.
You see, I'm not surprised that a lot of women are coming to pull down, this movement to be able to amplify when you're sexually harassed. Who will men use against women before? It is fellow women that men will use. So I'm not surprised. Because the hegemony of society has always been wrapped around men. It is a man's world, songs like that and everything. So also, in part of that mentality, a lot of women have been indoctrinated with the mentality of subservience to men. So they will spew narratives like, if a man makes a pass at you, you cost it. It's a deliberate societal attempt. And it is women that will enunciate this. And especially, some women will feel upset when they see another woman standing up for herself. Because the truth is, in a society that is male-dominated, for you as a woman to understand the preservation of self, it's a difficult thing. You are constantly told that you are not successful unless you end up in a man's house.
Unfortunately.
Society gives you everything. You go to church, once you are over 30, they are saying, pray for husband.
Right.
A man is beating you in a relationship, they are saying, for better, for worse. But the men can have multiple partners. So I am not surprised. It's part of the indoctrination of society. And that's why people will say that, it's you that you cannot handle it properly. Unfortunately. Not trying to address the issue of a randy man that cannot keep his thing in his thing.
His thing in his thing. All right, Rufai,
so
before
the truth has to be said, Oji. I am not surprised. It is the way society has evolved. But for those that do that, they should not forget that historically, Africa has always had stronger women in society. There are generations, there are African races that the likes of Ablapoku led.
All right.
So we must be able to magnify that Africa originally was not a misogynistic society. Amina of Zaria.
Queen Amina of Zaria, she's one of the women I respect.
They held positions. So the attempt of women to support the misogyny against women now is a problematic streak of mentality we must change. And that's why we should be weary of people that are now preaching this macho mentality. People like Andrew Tate online, because there's a resurgence of people like that, and they're subjugating women.
All right. Well said, you all. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Thanks for your time with us today. Today is Tuesday, 4th March, 2025. I appreciate you all, Mother for Mommy Diaspora. Good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for all that you do. We appreciate you always here. Thanks for your prayers, your support, and the encouragement. Everyone right there, I've showcased so many people already. Mike Akombare, Louis Omorodion, it's good to have you on the show as well. Seeing you on the comment section. Thank you. Becky Mark, thank you, my people. Okena, thank you. I appreciate you. Love Maduka, thank you very much. Alabi Peso, God bless you. Good evening to every one of you, my people. Madam Ame Bright, Rosie Ayosh, Peggy Modi, Mr. Johnson Emmanuel, Mercy Foster, and many others right there. I appreciate every one of you, but I just want us to move on right now because we're going to start talking on time. But I would like to add to the video that I did earlier on this afternoon concerning this Ita-Giwa. I saw a comment, one or two comments for the comment section where some of you are already justifying the satanism, the speech, the satanic speech from Ita-Giwa, saying that, oh, many of you don't understand where she's coming from. You need to come and tell us where this woman was coming from. You know, cowards like you, when we post out a link, you don't join the panel because you don't have anything to say. You should have come into the panel and tell us where this woman was coming from. Maybe you don't have a sister, you don't have a daughter. You don't even need to have a sister or a daughter for you to speak truth to power. A woman cried out of sexual harassment. Now she's being blamed why she cried out. Ita-Giwa is saying she is a sign of weakness for her to cry out. This is why you see today, like I stated on my previous video, many Nigerians today, ladies in Nigeria, in fact, do you know statistically how many Nigerian girls that face rape every day in Nigeria? Many of them know they cry come out. Our girls will be kidnapped. They go rape them daily, morning, afternoon, evening, morning. Fear not go let them cry come out because people like you will comment that kind of thing. You go use it against them. Armed robber go visit house, go rape a married woman. Fear no go let her cry out because people like you go use them against her. Satanic employers in Nigeria will molest and harass our women. Fear no go let them cry come out because people like you go use them against them. Now, Natasha cried out, at least to help other fellow women that you can stand for yourself. Una said no, she shouldn't have cried out. She should have managed her problem by herself. This is why I'm telling you guys that the problem we have in Nigeria is not just the government. The problem we have in Nigeria is everybody. It's everybody. Because if you look at our mentality, the way we reason, the way we handle things, our behavior, our character, sometimes it's disheartening. It's disheartening. Ita-Giwa, a failed senator for 30 years. She's been in government. She failed woefully. Ita-Giwa, a day Ita-Giwa failed. Tell me what Ita-Giwa did during a satanic time in office for 30 years. She came. She even stated on her rise that I'm sick. I just have to grant this interview because Ita-Giwa, were you forced to go for that interview if you were sick? Why can't you manage yourself in your house? In your coven, you would have managed yourself. Nobody asked you to make contact for this matter. Ita-Giwa, she's disgraceful. She failed. I'm saying it to her. She failed. In fact, somebody need to prove to me that that woman did not fail in her era. Now we have a succeeding woman, Senator Natasha Akpoti, a wonderful woman, a brave, a sagacious woman, cried out. A failed Ita-Giwa said no, she don't have right to cry out. A day Ita-Giwa, you failed woefully in your era. In fact, Ita-Giwa those of you in your era, you and more other satanic people, are the reason why we are where we are today. Because you will see red, you will say now white. It's a sign of weakness for a lady to cry out. Even though everything still based on allegation, allegedly, there's no proof yet. Until the rich court, that will not concern me. I'm not accusing Akpabio at this moment, but at least this woman should be encouraged for crying out. The day Ita-Giwa said, no, she don't have right to cry out. That is a sign of weakness. What a shame. What about the satanic king Ireti Ibe that you and I advocated for? Because we needed change. No, tell me, satanic king Ireti Ibe and Tinubu today, tell me who better pass. If you ask me, Tinubu better pass satanic king Ireti Ibe 100%. Tell me one thing where satanic king Ireti Ibe don't do since she became a senator. You see, I want to use this opportunity to apologize to some of you that we kicked out during the time of the campaign at that time. I remember one or two persons said, no, we shouldn't just be choosing anybody just because they came under the umbrella of Labour Party. We should be more selective because some of these people can be satanic. They can be deceitful. We kick them out. We don't listen to them. I'm part of them. I'm apologizing. No person know they no finish. I will never allow that to happen again. Why people will hide under the umbrella, hoping they are coming to give you that change that you craved for. The one where they say they drive bike for Ugbi Yoko where win the election, we don't hear from them. A lot of them are even, they have decamped out of satanic Labour Party to other satanic APC, PDP. Look where we are today. It just looks like a journey that will never end. We will be complaining and be talking and be complaining and be talking. You will be getting old. I will be getting old. We will be getting old. Probably our time will just elapse. Then our children might probably continue from there. That is what everything looks like right now. Satanic Ireti Ibe. Satanic Ita-Giwa. Ita-Giwa said, I'm sick. Oh, wama dia. She said she's sick. She could not stay at home. Ita-Giwa enter flight, go that interview. Ita-Giwa, were you paid that by fire, by force, you must go for that interview? Now, question I ask you, because you were sick. How come you still managed to go for that interview at the day Ita-Giwa? Were you paid? Because the only thing that can move people out of their sick bed is only when they are paid. Ita-Giwa left a sick bed, or anyhow, where a coven, you went to go grant a satanic interview. An interview that you granted, all the anchors, they were shaking, not knowing that the day Ita-Giwa spitting out satanic fire. Then we already have satanic people on the comments section saying, oh, you need to know the area she's coming from. No, she's coming from Oluku, Ikwabazuwa. Yes, that's where she's coming from. You are lucky to say I don't block you, because people like you need to be blocked on earth and in heaven. I've said it so many times on this platform. If not only one person there with me, I'm good to go. If you be my friend for 10 years, we need to celebrate our anniversary. Because it's difficult for friends to match my foot. It's difficult. Now, some people will not say, allow people to express their opinion. What does this? A woman cried out. A woman cried out. Tell me, do we have age when it comes to sexual harassment? Abuna not hear what happened for those days during the time of satanic Governor Obaseki. where a 82 years old woman, where they buy her for bush, before they buy her, they gang rape her, 82 years old woman. Ita-Giwa said, if you are old, you don't need to complain. It's a sign of weakness if you are sexually harassed. What a shame. What a shame. People that are supposed to be cooling off in somewhere, if we have law in Nigeria, all of them will finish their satanic tenure, their criminality, their corrupt tenure. They will not go, they will not become a satanic advisor. Now start advising the gullible Nigerians. I was disappointed today. I was holding myself back. Running this channel is not about myself. I'm just doing my part. You know why they do my part? Because me no say you and I not going to live forever. Yes, this moment, so utilize it well. This moment where you're the years, you hear people they talk, you they street talk, you they breathe. Utilize it well. Eat the good food. Live the best life. Touch people's lives positively. If you are part of the people that hurt people and say nothing will happen, oh God, madam, you're not going to live forever. What is wrong? You come to the channel and do you know that from beginning to the end, a day Ita-Giwa could not tell the Nigerian authorities or law enforcement or the committee investigators or whatever to try to investigate this matter. She not mentioned anything like that. She's not interested. She was only interested that, oh, she's my daughter. I love that girl. By the way, who tell una so we be una son or daughter? All these satanic day and the pa, all this rapid continuous statement, my daughter, my son, what is where una no say that una fair Nigeria? In case you don't know, our elders are the problem we are facing today in Nigeria. 90% of them are the reason why we are where we are today. A day Ita-Giwa said, no, Natasha cannot grow under my wash. Now, the bully where that woman don't receive not be small. She cried out to BBC. I have the short video here.
You are booing me, shout.
Now, here, on that particular day, allegedly, the satanic Akpabio Ita-Giwa, Kingibe, Kiretibe, and many other satanic individualities, they put on to that satanic group, maybe they call this woman Ashawo, then they boo her. And she went inside her car, they boo her inside the car. Say, Ashawo, Kobi Kobo. And nobody is addressing that. Normally, my voice that you are hearing today is supposed to be coming from a woman, normally. Nobody that we look up to is addressing this part. This is sad. Yes, sir.
This our ancestors, Giwa, how she is? How old?
She's about 70-something years now. So
now for her age, they put on wig for head, makeup like this for her age. It come the damn great woman, beautiful woman like that.
The truth of the matter is, my people, I know my submission, my monologue this evening might offend some people as usual because we don't like truth. But you know what? We all will continue like this. Nothing is going to work in Nigeria. You know why? The government are suppressing, oppressing you and I. And we, the people, we are not truthful to ourselves. That's just the truth. We are not truthful to ourselves. When we find anybody saying the truth, we attack them, we insult them, we bully them. Just imagine what this woman could be passing through right now. She'll be regretting why she cried out. Many other women listening to this old scenario will now say, I beg, I'm not going to talk. Say Kingsley, pull my doors yesterday. I'm not going to talk. I'm not talk because that's how they're going to treat me. A lot of them have been silenced. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. That's all I have for you guys today. Help us to press on the like button, help us to share. Do your part by pressing on the dollar sign. If you can, encourage what we do here. I'd like us to just start talking right now. I'm going to start with the first person. Okay, let me take some calls. If you want to call in, this is the best time. I'll just wait for you to call in right now. If only you are following us on a real time, because I'm not going to wait more than 10 seconds. I appreciate you all. Those of you joining us right down in the comment section, I appreciate you all. Do your part, press on that like button, help us to share. Always do your part. If you cannot click on the dollar sign, help us to share our videos. Let our voices go far. We know they look anybody face before they talk. We say things how it is. And during the time of our submission, we listen to ourselves. Yes, we came from a very, very, very deep law background where we know that in case you are caught for questioning, we know how to guide and protect our submissions. So do your part. Always do your part. Share our videos. Cut them. Share them. Because satanic people now they watch you pass. In case you don't know, now they watch you pass. But they will never share your video. They will never like it. We don't have anybody calling you right now. Just call on Mr. Henry. You're the first on the panel. Go to Mr. Louis. Mr. Henry, please unmute yourself. You have 8 minutes, sir. Please talk to us. Good
Yeah,
evening to
Mr.
you.
Elvis, good evening. Let me go straight to this. Whether they call her Senator Ita-Giwa, it's a shame to see a grown-up old woman who's supposed to stand up tall to support this young, beautiful, brilliant senator, Natasha, that come out boldly where we have those irresponsible dogs who present themselves to be senators, who have no regard or respect to women. I can recollect when they try to when a senator, I think this is senator or ambassador yet, I don't know, late Ojukwu wife came to the Senate. I saw the way Akpabio was saying, my Bianca, how can the Senate president open his mouth in drunkard mouth to call a grown-up woman, a late hero wife, my Bianca, my sister, my this, my that. Some people will come out here to justify this kind of my child. They'll call you my brother, my sister in the public space. Are we brothers? Are we related? I mean, if that woman have children or grandchildren, maybe she lose her senses now. They should go and pick her and put her back in old people's home. Never let her to come out again. She said she was sick. She managed to come to the program, to the show. So that means how many envelopes did she collect that she must wake up from her sick bed to go to this kind of place, to go and start ranting, talking rubbish. It's a disgrace to a womanhood. It's a disgrace to the old mothers, grandmothers. She's a disgrace to my mother. My mother is older than her. My mother is almost 112 years. It's a disgrace to a woman. When people come, sometimes they say we are too emotional. We don't understand what she was saying. May they do the same thing to your own mama, to your own sister, to your own family. Then you know how it is. Some of us are so heartless because some of those people supporting those men support this kind of men like Papabio. Those are the kind of character. These men when they were young, they cannot even go after ladies. When they get old, have position, they see beautiful ladies, they try to use their own power to intimidate them, harass them. Then you don't have to speak. When you speak, they said because you have 6 children from different men or 10 children from different men, you bad woman. Who told you that? Who told you? And a grown-up old woman like who say she was a senator come out in national TV and start vomiting garbage. All on every woman there, you should be ashamed to listen to this kind of woman. If you support this kind of woman speech, you should be ashamed of yourself if you support this woman's speech. Let's forget about freedom of speech. There's some freedom of speech that is not supposed to be freedom of speech because it's so toxic for her to speak against this woman like this, to come out in the public to talk, to say when you speak like this, you come out, if you come out like to speak like this, like you are showing your weakness. Are you kidding me? This is the same woman who fought for position, who fought this cabals in Kogi State, took the case to court. After the election, took the case to court, he won and came back and tried to treat her like a second-class citizen senator. No, they should look the cause of that woman who make her become so wide like that. I mean, annoyed in the Senate. They should go and look the cause of it. This is what she came out to speak about, but nobody want to listen because they know the rotten system they have from force for so long. Like this so-called shameless old Ita-Giwa, she have been in this rotten system for so long. Maybe this how they were allegedly touching her when she was there. She played with along those old corrupt dogs who call themselves senators. Maybe she was among those style. Then she want this beautiful, smart, intelligent lady to be like old failed senator. But she was a failed senator. I'm not saying what she did. She's a failed old great grandmother. She's not supposed to be a mother at all. She's not supposed to be a grandmother. It's a shame to the society. It's a shame to a womanhood. It's a shame to all grandmother. I was so bitter, angry. You see the way she talk like thug too, like street woman. You don't allow Rufai the room finish. You don't allow the ladies to talk either. You see how seamless and retired look like retired Olosho. Look at all her doggy, all her she's for her age, she still look like that. Uh, thick. So to go claim. She look like cause. She look like cause to the society, that woman. It's a disgrace. I guess I know this lady, Natasha, Princess Natasha. She's strong enough. She's bold enough. She has overcome difficulties from since all her life. You can overcome this thing that this so-called cabals in the Senate and their gangs are trying to do to downgrade her personality. It's not going to work. We that is outside here in the social media, we will start spread. We will be continue spreading the news about how corrupt system is. If they knew that Senator Akpabio didn't do anything wrong, why they don't say, okay, Akpabio step aside as Senate President, let them investigate. These are things they're supposed to come out and speak about. We did not say it did it or did not do it. Let them have independent investigation. These are supposed a responsible woman should come out and speak. You're saying if a woman come out to speak like this, that it shows a weakness. And I'm not a woman, but I will not be fool and foolish to listen to all this garbage from all these men, all these corrupt men and women who say they are honorable. They should not. This kind of people cannot be in our society no more. It's not to be wiped out. I'm so angry.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you, Mr. Henry. Thank you. Who who can be White Panther again now? On your camera, who is there? When we contest started to get White Panther again for this panel. I want to block you now if you don't on your camera in the next 1 second. I'm blocking you straight away. White Panther. I have to block you. Guy F. Emmanuel, now you did there. I be want you block you, so to be honest, because all these people, I don't want anybody to come with those kind of names here. You get locked, sir. I not quick block you, sir. Anyway, let me take some call so that we move on. Mother Debra is calling in. Mother Debra, I'm returning your call quickly. Please speak. So, Mother Debra, you are not there, So I'll try again for the second time. All right, good evening to you, ma'am. Please talk to us. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello, madam. Good evening to you. Once again, talk to us. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, ma'am. Good evening to you.
Hello?
Mother Debra, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, sorry, because I wasn't hearing you. Good evening, Mr. Please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening to everyone. Viewers and commenters all over the world. Just a quick one. Yeah, Mr. Elvis, it's really a disappointment. It's a shame, but I'm not surprised. When you kind of expected something, it's like when Nigeria is, you can predict what is going to happen. You don't have to be surprised when something happened the way you expect it. So Nigeria is a country that you can just predict the outcome of everything and it will play out exactly the same. They don't disappoint. So I'm not surprised that this is the response. This is why you see good things can never exist in that country. When you stand up for the truth, they bully you. When you try to do what is right, they will suppress you and suppress you. If they cannot change you, they will silence you. So that has been the normal thing in Nigeria. So I'm not surprised by the reaction that Senator Natasha is getting. The powerful people in Nigeria can do anything and get away with it. And you see all these women coming out, they have been paid. These are women that are just looking for, even this woman that came out to talk, nobody knows. He said she's never come out to fight for anything. So these are the people that they will say, because they don't want any voice, they don't want things to change. They don't want anything to change. So me, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. And I really hope that, you see, they will bully that woman and they will shut her up. I really hope, and I'm not seeing her getting the kind of support. Even if she's going to get support, I don't see it coming from Nigeria, except if there are international bodies. I hope that this matter will go far. If there are international bodies that will be able to pick it up, that's when you will see something will happen. But if it is just within Nigeria, then sorry, I don't see anything that is going to happen.
Thank you.
Except if maybe it goes far and maybe international organizations supporting women overseas will pick it up and amplify it. That's when you see something will happen. Otherwise, that woman is not going to get any support from within Nigeria.
Thank you.
It's sad, but that is what is happening. Very many people going through things like that are afraid to speak out because that's what you get. That's exactly what you get when you speak out. Anyway,
thank you
so much, Mr. Elvis.
God bless you, ma'am. Mother Debra, I appreciate you. Thank you, ma'am. Yes,
thank you, sir.
Yes. All right, let me take another call quickly. Thank you, Mother Patience. Can you hear me, ma? Oh, I lost that call. Okay, don't worry. I'm returning your call back quickly. Guys, just do your part. The person on the like button. I'm doing my part here. Good evening to you, ma. Thanks for calling in. Please talk to us.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, ma.
You know, this old senator, old cougar. She's a cougar. Ita-Giwa. I watched the
your broadcast. To be honest, I was so angry. How can a woman like that old woman, come out and be saying such a thing that because if you are a senator, you are now all men? What does that even mean? Does she even have children? Does she have a girl child? You see what they are doing to Natasha now. Any man, any woman that has, they feel, oh, it's not my business. It's coming to them, or they have children. She herself, this Ita-Giwa senator, ex-senator, the same thing. In short, what's this will happen to her daughter? How can you, a woman, you're not even a woman like you, a grandmother like you, come out and be putting things like that in your mouth and saying, oh, once you are a senator, you are equal with the other senator. What was she saying? It did not allow those people who were asking her question on Arise News to even allow them to talk. You could even see the Olosho in her face. These are the first liner that ought to bring up, that ought to raise the voice of women when she was a senator. Can she point out one thing that she did? All these are just jealousy. And at the end of the day, she was paid to come and be spilling those nonsense she was saying. She can never compare herself with her Natasha, Senator Natasha. That is a woman that can stand up for her rights, that know her rights, that can be able to speak truth to power. All this they are just doing is because of the Ajakuta steel. I was so fortunate I just went to the platform and I saw her speaking about Russia and Nigeria having that contract. I was like, really? Because of this woman? So because now she wants to go to the deep root of the reason why that steel is not working, they are not all kicking against her because Nigeria is based on corruption. Everything about Nigeria is corruption. From head to the bottom. I have never seen a country whereby they don't like to see the truth. They just like darkness. To be honest, it's so annoying how an old woman like this Ita-Giwa will come out and be saying all those things that he was saying. Just like the one that was saying it yesterday that you can't probe the Senate president. They can't investigate him. On what ground? Is he above the law? It's only in Nigeria that we find that people are above the law. I don't just understand. To be honest, I'm so vexed. When would they stand up? When would they stand up? I don't think women, they know the power that they have. Because if they know the power that they have, I don't think any one of them will even come out of the street and be saying, coming out and saying, leave our son alone. I also saw that about 3 days ago. Women in, whether it's in Akwa Ibom, what kind of nonsense is all this?
Thank you.
Even the wife showing Natasha. Oh my God, I know that case is not going anywhere. How can you sue somebody she's what? Defaming your family's name? It doesn't make sense. Nigerians, wake up, Nigeria. I cry for that country. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
I just want to play my voice out. Thank you for all you do. God bless you.
God bless
Bye.
you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a wonderful submission. I appreciate you. We have another caller here. Quickly, let me take this. Mr. Alex, I'm returning your call. Sharply, expect you to pick immediately so that we can move on. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Alex.
Yes, can
Good
you hear
evening.
me?
Yeah. Good evening to you, my brother. Talk to us. Good evening to you.
Yes, thank you. I greet everybody on the panel and those on the comment section. Mommy Diaspora, I greet you, ma'am. You see the way they are running out one by one. It's like when a customer is having problem, a customer service provider will just be activated to speak. That is what I see here. When Nigerians are protesting, you don't hear from all these women. When when Nigerians are protesting in bad government, where were these women? Where were these women? Giwa or Ireti, whatever they call themselves, that are against their fellow women. Obviously, they want to silence her from talking. Where were these women when monies are missing every day, borrowing left, right, center? Nigeria is having electrical darkness, unemployment, mass migration, jackpot syndrome, insecurity, killing of Deborah, under Buhari government, the massive kidnappings going on around the country. Where were these women? Can you hear me, sir? Mr.
Yes, yes, of course.
I'm asking you, sir, where were these women, sir? Maybe you know, sir.
I don't know. I bet me maybe Osomole no. Ask Osomole.
You've been crying. We've been crying for a better country. We are in different countries around the world. Women play a big role in development and in advancement. Go to Italy, go to Spain, go everywhere. Women always play a very big role because these are the wives of the people in government. They always mount pressure. So why are they all crying out now if it is not bribery and corruption? If it is not a case of our customer is having problem, let's go and see how we can solve it. Once a soldier, always a soldier. Once an Olosho, okay, let me just end it there for the sake of the platform. But you cannot beat a child and tell the child not to cry. So because she's a senator now, she will just be raped and keep quiet about it. Somebody will just bundle her, put her somewhere, and do rubbish with her. Then she will just use it to rub her body and forget about it. Really? Nigeria is backward. Our currency is 1,005 to $1 from 300 naira or 400 when Buhari left. Where were these women? Why are they not discussing our academic, our educational system? Our young people are slaves in different countries around the world. Where were these women? Why are they not discussing the progress of this country? Why suddenly it has to do with a senior president harassing somebody? Suddenly, nobody can be harassed when she's a senator. What kind of logomachy is that? What kind of, language of, aliens? What is that about? The other one says she's my daughter. Who is your daughter? Ireti, she is not your daughter. She knows her mother. Let's stop using this sentimentality to oppress our young ones.
No mind them.
She's my daughter.
No mind them.
She's my daughter. What is that statement for?
Don't mind them.
But you have to demonstrate it. What's all this nonsense? So you were once a senator. Look at the country you left behind. You didn't speak up all this why. We didn't see you during Lekki Toll-Gate protests, and SARS protests, and bad government protests. We are not seeing you all this why. Monies are missing. Snakes and monkeys will be swallowing money. Where have you been? Madam Giwa, whatever. She even has the audacity to say, I just flew in. They are always just flying in. I just flew in. Where are they flying it from? This is the reason they keep killing the country. Because they know they won't stay. Their children go to school abroad. They have their businesses abroad. And they always fly in. I've never heard American politician or British politician say, when things are bad in the country, I just fly in always. I just fly in. I beg, Madam Ita-Giwa, fly back and leave her alone to complain. How can you tell a child not to complain? So I will leave it to Mr. Elvis. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother, Mr. Alex. Thank you so much for putting your voice to this. All right, callers will come back to you again probably. Let me go to my people on my panel. On the panel, I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you so much. I got a super chat earlier on from Guy Awanlele. Guy Awanlele, God bless you. It's good to hear from you. It's been a while, Guy Awanlele. Where you days? Thank you so much for your presence. Guys, help us to press on the like, help us to share, press on the dollar sign, encourage what we do here. God bless you all. Okay, Sir Louis, it's good to have you on the show, sir. Please talk to us. You have 8 minutes.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon from here. Good evening over there. Let me start. I think the video making rounds. I'm just going to touch on some few things. I'm highly disappointed at the former Senator Ita-Giwa. And, looking at what Rufai Hussein said, he said, whenever there is, I don't know, I think I've forgotten how he put it, but I'm just going to maybe talk around it because I don't know how by verbatim how he said it, but he just said men will always use women to attack other women whenever there's an issue, and men need an issue between a man and a woman. When men need people to defend them, they'll use other women. And I think that is exactly what has played out. I find out that this woman, Natasha, she's in a position where it looks as if the house, everyone is against her. I'm going to look. I'm not going to look into the sexual harassment yet. We have to understand that Natasha is fighting something stronger. That woman, she's fighting before she became a senator. What she has fought for years is something bigger. And if you were to really go and investigate, I find out that there are so many powerful politicians in Nigeria that are profiting from that are profiting that are part of the fraud she's fighting. The Jakuta is one of them. So she's a strong voice. And for a lady like that, I'm happy because this is a situation where a country where so many men they are quiet, they are silent because they are complicit, they've eaten money, but the woman will always stand. And she's one of those strong voice. And Rufus said he made reference to some women. Just talked about Queen Amila. They also made I made a comment. I said, what about? I said Queen Idia. We also know about Ashantewa of Ghana. We also know about Rosa Parks of the US. There are situations where men will just relax and say, you know what? Okay, let's just keep quiet and not talk. But a woman will say no. I want to stand. Whatever will happen, let it happen. So I think that is what I see from Natasha. And unfortunately, she happens to be in the wrong house now with the wrong set of men who, who don't care about the country. I mean, we'll be talking about the electoral reforms and many other things. These people don't care. They're just part of the menace, but they're part of the problem we have in the country. Look at when this man died, Wigwe of Access Bank. We saw what this Senate president did when he went there, when he went to the funeral. He made a fool of himself. It's a matter when he talks, I begin to wonder, like, how did this man become the Senate president? We saw when the wife of the late Odimegu Ojukwu went to the house, how the senators, instead of looking into her credentials to see if she was actually capable to handle the position that she was nominated for, they turned it into her beauty. And that became, it was a different, I saw it on Harassed television. Look at men making fool of themselves. So we all know what happens there. So what this woman said, Ita-Giwa, in a way, I think she did not, I think she was not given she didn't really know how to, explain it properly. She made a fool of herself for not putting her message properly. And I kind of think that she ought to have known how to give her speech because she was a senator for so many years. She's been in public service for so many years. She ought to have known how to deliver her speech. I think she was coming from the point of when you become a senator in the House, as that place at the moment, they don't look at male and female. We shouldn't be, but that is just the reality of the Nigerian politics of today. And I also make reference to, I'll take you guys' mind to, if you can look for the video in your quiet time, please do. When the former senator, who is now the first lady of Nigeria, Remi Tinubu, was advising, when Tinubu just won the election, before she took the role of a first lady, when she was advising the newly elected female senator, she said something to them. If you go and look for that video, he said, I'm coming to advise you. He said, in the Senate House, they don't look if you are female. They don't know if you are female or male. He said, when they look at you, they see a fellow senator like themselves. He said, those people will tear you apart. Go and check for the video. If you see what that Remi Tinubu was saying and what this lady just said now, this Ita-Giwa, similar thing. So I think that is what she was trying to say, that once you are there, they don't even care to know if you are a woman anymore, you are male. They see a female senator, and to be in the House of Senate is a very strong thing because you want to make a motion, you are representing a constituency. Let's say, for example, there is 50 billion naira released, and you understand as a senator, your constituency need like 15 billion for a project. How do you convince the House to agree with you so that your motion will pass through and that 15 billion will be given to you? So it's not a place for easy people. You must be strong. To stand in a place when you have lots of people who are morons, to stand in a house where you have lots of people who are only pushed by their godfathers, they don't even know why they are there. And those people are being used by their godfathers to say, no, what, that 50 billion, we want it. Make sure that the motion of that woman does not stand. That 50 billion, we want it to ourselves. And you are trying to, and you have almost 50 people who are standing against you, your motion. For you to hold your ground in a house like that, you must be strong because these are people who are not patriotic. These are people who don't care about the growth of the country. So for someone like Senator Natasha, she's in a tough house, in a tough seat, facing lots of wolves, because she happens to be a woman that wants the best for her constituency. Unfortunately, the other people do not see things the way she sees it. So that is a big issue for her. Now, that she's been sexually abused or harassed, let me use the word harassment, because, that is another strong thing, because Nigeria need to begin to wake up to that. I witnessed in Benin City years ago, a lady reported that she was raped. The police DPO, who was a woman, a DPO told the woman that was raped to come, told her to flog the woman. Then why did she go to the house of the man? Can you imagine that in the Nigerian society? Can you just imagine that? A lady said she was raped. And the lady said, who carry you go to the man's house? And this is why we say, once a lady is in your house, because she's in your house doesn't necessarily give you the right to have a go at her. When she says no, no is no. Stop. But when you live in a society that is lawless because you think your father or your mother is this, or you have opportunity, you can do whatever. Maybe the lady, she's a very beautiful lady, but she has nobody. She's not the daughter of one powerful man. You take advantage of her. Do you know how many women are being raped in Nigeria every day? They cannot cry out. Who will believe you want to go and cry at you, a daughter of a nobody? How do you say a son of a billionaire raped you? Who will you cry to? So it's the society there's a huge fault in the society. There's a huge, and unfortunately, many women in powerful positions are also part of the problem. Unfortunately, they are part of the problem. So these people don't understand when a fellow woman comes out to say things like this. But for this woman, Ita-Giwa, yes, she made a fool of herself, but I'll also give her a little credit. The credit I'll give her is when she was a senator. The fight, because I knew her then. I'm not in person anyway. I used to watch her on television. I don't know her in person. She doesn't know me in person. So she fought against the federal government then during the Bakassi Peninsula, because every good leader in the world will fight to protect every part of their country. Why did Nigeria send Bakassi to Cameroon is still what I don't understand. Look at Ukraine today. Russia wants to have Ukraine. America is saying no. America is saying they want to annex Canada, which is just a rhetoric anyway. I don't know. That is just words. But why is America? Why doesn't want to have Greenland? Why? Every leader wants to have every bit of the world to themselves. Everybody wants to, but in our own country, fortunately, our leaders were giving away our own land to other people. So this woman came out there, she fought against federal government, against Bakassi Peninsula. She even went there using her funds to take care of the people of Bakassi that the Nigerian government abandoned. So at that time, I knew she had a very tough fight against the federal government in Bakassi Peninsula. So I'll give her the credit for that. Because that was a big fight then. And we ended up giving a large portion of our land, Bakassi Peninsula, with large resources, and Nigerian people to Cameroon. Cameroonians so that today are abusing Nigerians in Bakassi, but no one is talking about it. So I'll give that credit to Ita-Giwa for what she did. She did that well. But after she made a fool of herself.
Mr. Louis,
yes,
sorry.
sir.
You see that Bakassi thing too. She doesn't deserve any credit, but we just leave it there. Well, we must set the record straight. That woman, she's just
okay.
She's something else. You dig deep into her.
Wait, this is my 8 minutes, please. I'm coming. Yeah. Let me quickly hear that. So if she says she doesn't deserve any credit, okay, you are right. Maybe you also come from your own point. You have your own fact, which is okay. But I'm also telling you what I saw then. So anyone can fact check me, and you have a right to. So for me, but for this issue of with Natasha, she made a mess of herself. And like everyone said, the women that came out in the Akwa Ibom, I don't know who were protesting. We all know Nigerians. Nigerians are hungry people. That is still part of the poverty syndrome. Those people were probably paid to come out and start saying, "Leave our husbands alone." What has Natasha going to do with your husbands? This lady came out to cry that she was being sexually harassed by certain president, talking about leave our husbands alone. What concern Natasha with your frustrated husband? They could go in some shops. That she doesn't have a problem with your husbands. It's a part of the poverty we're talking about. It's part of the decay. The decay system. It's a rotten system we have in Nigeria. A woman, she's crying out for sexual harassment. Women are protesting and leave our husband alone. So that is that. I don't know when we're going to start to sort out the problem in our society. It's a very rotten society. But what you should know is this woman is fighting a fight that is far beyond her. Let's see that Nigeria elite, they are scared. Take it or leave it, Nigeria elite are scared because they are scared that the power will not continue to revolve around them. Peter Obi's emergence was a wake-up call. That is a fear to them. Natasha now, her voice is a fear to them. Whether they like it or not, this thing is going to wake up many women to go into politics. And this is also going to make the women understand that they are going to a battleground and they will be well prepared. The power must shift. Nigeria will not continue the way it is. And this woman, thank God that she's waking up so many people, and we are going to wake up to the battle that is ahead. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Augusta Louis. Thanks for your submission. Mr. Alex, we're calling back again. 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to quickly. Yeah, thank you. My brother that just spoke, I want to tell you why Bakassi was given to Cameroon during the Biafran Civil War. Part of the strategy to defeat the Biafrans were to block food supply from Cameroon. Cameroon signed agreement with Nigerian soldiers under Gowon then that after the war, they will give them part of that land, and Nigeria failed to do it. It was Obasanjo who was also part of that war in the 1960s and 70s that came to fulfill it just before he left office in 2006. He left in 2007. So it was a written agreement with documents involved. Block them for having food supply. We will give you this land after the war. It was later fulfilled. That was how Bakassi Peninsula was ceded stupidly by military boys to the Cameroonians. So it's their land.
Okay.
They signed for it. They blocked it. That's what I want to correct my brother there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, that'll be the talk from Nadia. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jonathan, it's good to have you on the show, sir. Good evening to you. I beg you have your time. 8 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Elvis, I greet you once again. Good evening. Great to God bless you for the good work you are doing. Fellow panelists, I greet you all. Mommy Diaspora, God bless you abundantly. Commenters and all the callers, I greet everyone. Welcome. You see, thanks, Mr. Alex. At least you brought the Bakassi issue, because I don't want this woman, Ita-Giwa, to be respected in any shape or form at all. She just doesn't deserve it. See, this is Nigeria. We must not continue to make these mistakes, to fall into these traps where the ruiners and destroyers of Nigerians will still be getting one kind of credit, somehow, somewhat. These are ruiners. This is part of it. And because, in Nigerians, I know fellow panelists, the two speakers have spoke extensively about this woman, and lack of judgment, they spoke on that. But let's go a little bit deeper on who this woman is, because you need to expose them. She only came out to support her own, to support and to back up the Senate president. Kenneth Okonkwo said something today. I listened to him, that interview he had. And that's why, sometimes we don't waste time when we come here. We learn, even though we have other things we're doing. But when you are here, somehow you learn. You get. Okonkwo said something very, very profound today. He said, whatever you compromise to get, you will compromise to keep. Anything that you get through compromise, you can only continue to keep it, sustain it, preserve it through compromise, period. And that is Nigeria. To start with, that thing called Nigeria, I call it a thing. I'm deliberate. That thing called Nigeria was set up through compromise, and it is being kept through compromise. There is no truth surrounding the nation Nigeria. In other words, anything you get through lies or through falsehood, you can only sustain it and continue to keep it through lies and falsehood. Nigeria is a state of lie, and it can only be sustained through lies and falsehood. This woman, everything she has, all her life, has been through compromise. So she's only out here to keep, to protect everything that she had obtained through compromise. Remember, that name, Giwa, is not her name. So let's open her up, because people like this don't deserve any respect. So we got to expose them. That her name is not her name. That name is Dele Giwa. You see Dele Giwa that Babangida assassinated 1986. This woman was the wife to Dele Giwa, and Dele Giwa divorced her. But for politics, because of the name, and her real name is Enshaw, because of politics, because of the name Giwa, that name is an household name in Nigeria. Even till today, children that are born 12, 10 years ago, they already know the history of Dele Giwa in Nigeria. So she kept on using that name, Giwa. That's just the reason why because Dele Giwa divorced her after 10 months of marriage. And she continued using that name. When Babangida introduced politics, she used that name to get into politics. 1990, 92, all those Babangida charade. She came back in 1999. She only served one term. One term. So she's not like she served since 1999. From 1999 to 2003. She lost. PDP make sure that she lost because of that Bakassi fight. She lost. She's a compromiser. She compromised. Everything she was fighting for through Bakassi was just for her own pocket. That was why she eventually joined PDP. And Obasanjo rewarded her as a special advisor. From senator to special advisor. You see how they degrade themselves. No shame. That's who she is, this woman. From pillar to post. So everything she's saying today, in fact, is true in her own way. Everything she's saying. That when they get to the Senate, that's the nonsense that they do there. In order to get what? In order to get positions, to get contracts, and to all those things. They do all these things. So it wasn't strange to her that what is it that Natasha is crying out for? After all, it's normal. That's what we do. That's the perspective she's coming from. So to answer that commenter who was saying we should know where she's coming from, I'm answering you now. That's where she was coming from. That this is a normal thing in the Senate. We do it there. Harassment and all those stuff, it goes on there. That was what she did during her own time. These women, they have no shame. She only came out today to protect her own. You know, she got everything through compromise, and she must continue to protect it through compromise. I don't understand when it is now a weakness for a woman to cry out, to come out that she has been sexually harassed or raped. See how they are flipping it. Shouldn't it be that it is those that do not have the guts to come out? Those are the weak ones. The ones that eventually summon courage. Those are the ones that should be encouraged. Not to denigrate them. Not to trivialize the matter as she came out to do today. Just to come and, reduce the whole thing to nothing. She was on a mission. Yes, the anchor stated it very well in his monologue. She was on a mission to come today to reduce it, to denigrate the whole thing to nothing. Thinking that she's a woman of clout. You are no woman of clout. It's just because Nigerians don't know history. A bit of you is what we've stated. You are just a woman that only lasted in 10 months. If someone like you are a weak woman and you are a coward. You are weak and you are a coward. Because someone like you, when you are being harassed, you cannot come out. You can't come out. All people will just say, you can't come out. You don't have the guts to come out. And don't use that age thing, my daughter. I think that has been properly stated. You don't have the guts to come out. You can't come out. Where do you want to start from? 10 months in marriage, you are out of it, and since then, who have you been? If you want to play that card to denigrate women, you are chief. You have no space. We can reduce you to nothing. If you want to play that card of denigrating and reducing women, that because they have children with 6 men, if you want to do that, in fact, you are chief. You did not last in marriage. And since then, you have no husband, only sleeping around with men. That's why you have no gut. You cannot come out. You are a weak woman. You don't deserve any respect. Since 1986 that you married Ita-Giwa, 10 months in that marriage, you are out of it. Where have you been since then? You're only using the name Giwa. Take the name Giwa out of what is Giwa doing here? You have no kids together, nothing. You have moved on with your life and yes, still using Giwa. And coming out now to trivialize a serious matter, to denigrate women. And these are the people that we have in Nigeria. They are part of our problems, the problems that we have in Nigeria. A major part of the problem that we have, when it is time to use them, they are always available to be used by the destroyers of Nigerians. They are always available. They sent her out today for a mission, thinking that when someone like this speaks, people will probably listen. They still don't get it that Nigeria is no longer what it used to be. They still just don't get it. Because gone are the days when somebody like this will come out and people will just take it. She came out to speak rubbish and to disgrace herself. At her age, 78-year-old woman, 78-year-old woman. I thought when they said as you get older, you get wiser. This is direct opposite. They are getting older and they are getting more foolish and every day. I don't understand. If anything, shouldn't you come out to defend a woman like yourself? If anything at all. At best, can't you just sit down, or when they send you that stupid errand, you will say it is not meant for you? Can't you refuse this kind of stupid errand? But you can't, because you have to. Everything you have gotten is through compromise, and you have to protect it through compromise. That's why you came out today at your age, 78. Because I suppose I want to assume, could be a costly assumption, but I want to assume that at your age you should have known better. This is not the kind of errand that it's not every errand they send someone that someone will come out will attend to. I'm so disappointed in women, and I don't in a normal cloud, somebody like Akpabio, all this alone is enough for his own for the Senate to call for him to either to step aside or to resign. But because it is not a normal country, it is a compromised country, and they got to continue to keep it. They must continue to sustain it through lies and compromise. That's why we are not moving anywhere. That's why I said that statement by Kenneth Okonkwo is so profound. I don't know where he got that from, but that's a big lesson for all of us to learn. And don't let us forget that. It is so profound. If you don't know anything about Nigeria, just know that that country is a country of compromise. And everything they are doing, everything that we have been seeing so far to date, it is an attempt, a very serious, conscious, deliberate attempt to continue to protect the lies and to defend it. So, Mr. Elvis, I'll leave it out there for now. I will have a lot to speak on this Ajaokuta's thing, which I know some panelists were talking about it yesterday, but I felt that there will be no time to go into it. But we need to expose it.
No, you will. I'll give you time later on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. To be honest, you even get extra minutes. You got 4 minutes on top of your 8 minutes, and I just wanted to be fair. If not, I won't stop you, because the way you handle this matter, I'm very, very happy with this. You see, you and Sir Louis,
the corner owner pass come, I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. Because listen, if we have to look at their eyes, their faces, or how we have to think about how they will feel before we talk, we are not going anywhere. Some of una we don't fear, say I don't want to talk, I don't want to talk. Una don't die. Some don't die, some don't buy, they don't go. Just imagine a woman of 78 years. Come the girl say she's my daughter. Who's your daughter? You should see your daughter, you don't recognize her. Mr. Alex, this one they call. You know they sleep.
I'm sorry for bothering you.
Go ahead.
Mr. Jonathan, thanks for the information. Let me tell you, from my own guy, allegedly, if we can beg producers like Teko Bensi, Lancelot Imaswan, and other big Nollywood producers, let them speak up to expose this woman. These are some of the women allegedly that sponsor the flashy lifestyle of some few male Nollywood people. That's the kind of woman she is. That's why she's not married. That's why she's talking against a good senator that spoke out. If we can get some honest Nollywood producers, let's get them to speak and expose this woman. This is the kind of person she is. So because of the rules of the platform and everything, I will leave it at that. These are the women that don't care about family, they don't care about values, they don't care about children. They just pretend. That's why she's not married. People marry 3 times. It's not their fault. But for a woman to leave marriage after 10 months, she's started disease and remain single till today, that speaks a lot. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan.
Hey, the area where we don't want to go, some people they go there. Not be go that area. The area, the timetable, you don't know what they call timetable, roster, or rather timetable. It in my hand, but it gets some area where we don't want to go. I go, you leave her like that. You don't say, now you yourself go get your public disgrace. You come and people come open your book for you. Don't worry. We go hear from another person. Not my mouth and I go hear. To rule, una they talk so. I'll just leave it like that. Thank you. Let me call on the next person to speak to. Midwest people. Privilege to you. I better talk to.
Hello, good evening, Naija Wash. I greet my fellow listeners and viewers across the globe. I greet every one of you. My brother, this issue that is on ground concerning this Natasha is a very, very sensitive issue. I've listened to so many people, talking. I also learned from so many people from here. And what I want to say is this. I'm seeing this issue quite different from what I've been hearing, because from all the submission. Because I start with the word sensitive. When a woman decides to say someone is harassing me, we have to look at our country. How do we define the rules of sexual harassment? Because it's quite different from rape. It's not the same thing. So, and in Nigeria culture, sexual harassment, I don't know whether they actually define it properly. And that is one. If Akpabio decided to approach this woman, let's say it's true, let's meet somewhere where we will talk and somewhere special or somewhere we feel good. Okay? I don't think in any Nigeria context whether we define that as an harassment. But there are countries across the globe where that kind of behavior, there are severe penalty for it. And that is why you see in most of Western countries, it is the woman that will approach a man just because of all this law and the definition of sexual harassment. But Nigeria issue, whether Akpabio is even guilty of anything for doing that, I don't know by the space of the law. But lawyers can, educate us about that very well, as far as Nigeria is concerned. Then, is this woman married? Then if she's married and she told the Senate president, don't you know I'm a married woman? And the Senate president,
Mr. Midwest. Mr. Midwest.
Let me land.
Yeah, I just want, Mr. Midwest, sorry, just 2 seconds. See, sexual harassment in Nigeria is a criminal offense. The criminal code of Nigeria, criminal code of Nigeria, clear.
Yes. Get what I'm trying to say. When you see Nigeria, we have a very big issue. When they make law, by the time they start interpreting this law, you start seeing it's as if there's no law. Because in some country here, they don't even, you can't, if you tell them to quote the law, they don't even know the charter. But if they are going closer or going contrary to that law, they will tell you this is law, this is against the law. It's like it's properly defined and they understand it. But in Nigeria context, we don't know, because getting to court, you're going to see them say different things. If it is subsection, at the end, there's no law. So let me not go to that law. I'm just trying to point to something here. Now, if you look at this very particular issue, rape, sexual harassment, like before you employ a woman, you are saying you are very beautiful, I must knock you. You are harassing her already. So these are very big offense. It depends on the context. Now, if we say this, is this thing rampant in Nigeria? I will agree. Yes, it's becoming a menace. But for it to happen to a woman, I know the angle where that Giwa is talking from. I listened to that interview. To my own understanding, she's trying to make you to understand how they structure the Senate. And that's why most of the women there cannot talk. Even our current first lady was a senator. And she also addressed this kind of issue, but not related to harassment. The way they treat you here, man, they don't look at you as a woman. You have to stand up and be a person. So in other words, once you are in this place, you command power. You become like it's like a classroom. So nobody can really harass you sexually. This is where she's talking from. And now, if that is the point, to my own understanding where she's talking from, a fellow senator, Senate president is harassing you, knowing very well this is a menace, an epidemic in our country. You could not approach the police with an evidence. You are a good fighter. You know how to fight with the law. That means you have stand before a judge and prove your case. You could not pick a lawyer. And to back it up, you don't have, if she doesn't have evidence, she is describing Nigerian women as people that are not intelligent. With the few gadgets in this modern life, if someone keep you psychologically under this kind of condition, you know what to do. Let me be honest. There is no, if that woman approached IG today, Akpabio have opposition. Within his own party, he has people that want him to face so they can take that position. So she have power to drill Akpabio and bring sanity to our country. Because if, for example, we are able to gather enough evidence against Akpabio today, the rest will learn that everything have a limitation. But all this, if you gather the courage to go to a platform and accuse a senior president of a country of sexual harassment, I beg, she should be able to prove it with some evidence. Did she tell her husband? If there are many quiet places, let me assume hotel. Why can't you plan your own game so that there's no chance for him to argue? So for me, I look at everything from different angle because this issue, I start with the word, is very sensitive. Joseph was a victim for those who are Christian, and he suffered dearly for it. A young star, whether he's a sport person, he was chatting with a girl, suddenly invited that girl in France. I can't remember the guy's name. But before the girl came to his apartment, he set some camera. And when the girl came there, he started refunding this guy. And only for him to cry out, he want to rape me. But when he brought out his evidence, everything died there. Anybody can be victim. My greatest surprise is this. Why must it be Get up from your seat, go to another place before you can tell Nigeria the psychological torment that you are facing in the Senate. For God's sake, she's a woman of value. She's a woman of high integrity. She's a woman that command power. That's why the high level of corruption in that country. Akpabio is not untouchable. If anything even want to touch him, these are the easiest bullets that can bring him down. Within APC, people are not happy to see Akpabio as a speaker. Within PDP, they are not. He has his own enemy. So that place is not just the way we are saying it. There are things they can eat together. But if you miss some step, people will push you. I tell you. So this is my whole point where I'm coming from. If she cannot prove it to the police, she's a disgrace to Nigeria womanhood. I don't know what she's talking. And Nigeria women so dumb that they cannot be able to prove this kind of something and gather proper evidence. My answer is no. And if a whole senator cannot do it, then who else can do it? That means many of our women will remain victims. So this is just my summation tonight. I don't want to talk about, because the point I feel this woman is talking from, to my own understanding, is that look, this place, the way it is, it's like a classroom where everybody is fit to stand up for themselves, whether male or female. So she's a little bit, it's a little bit strange to say, someone was doing you like that, you don't have interest, or maybe, I don't know. Because if she doesn't have interest and she want to do something, I'm fully convinced she have a lot of chances and opportunity to do it so that every Nigeria will clap for her. I would be happy if she can prove it and Akpabio is being punished for it. But however, I will not draw the conclusion that Akpabio is guilty until she prove it. Thank you, Nigeria Watch, and I thank everybody listening here.
All right. Thank you very much, Oga Midwest people. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for putting your voice to this. Thank you, sir. White Panther, the new name that we have here, Black Panther, we already have that. White Panther, our brother don't go change the name now to White Panther. White. The kindness we they get from Naija was Oga F, by the way, you did this, so you talk to us if you are there.
Yes, if he didn't dare, he didn't dare. Don't mind them. Don't mind them.
Now you can be our new White Panther now, right?
Yes, there is always a two head to any coin. There is a head and there is a tail. So if you have a white, there should be a black. If you have a positive, there should be a negative. So let's make the equation balance. Thank you, sir. First of all, let me use this opportunity to greet everyone in the house. Dr. CM, I greet you. Dr. Jonathan Kisley, I greet you, sir. Henry Gabriel, I hail. Sir Louis, I hail. Midwest people, I don't know who will be sideways again. I greet you, sir. Then our grandfather, Odua, I greet you. Greet every one of you for your wonderful contribution and for showing up every day consistently, to speak truth to power and to also give hope to the hopeless. Because whatever we are doing here, whether we like it or not, people are having a kind of hope somehow. Why? Because there are people behind talking. There are people behind listening and also observing what is happening. So our voices is not a waste. So thank you again. I'm Mommy Diaspora. I greet you, ma. Well done for the good work. All the people at the comment section, I also greet you. Well, the jungle has always matured, but it's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in a situation like this, that people will see white and call it black. People will see black and call it white. Why are people suddenly, coming out from their different hideout, the way rat pop out from hole? Where is the main person that is being accused? Doesn't he have mouth again? The main person that is being accused of this harassment, he no get mouth. All of a sudden, mouth don't mute. People that has nothing to do with Natasha from nowhere, just coming to the social media, making the national TV make money. Why has Akpabio suddenly gone mute? Mute. It's as simple as ABC. He would have just come out. In fact, even if it's not come, let him tweet. We can read. Let him tweet so that we can hear his own side of the story. Find a way and come out the way you have been accused, and come and clear the air. You don't even need your wife to come on the show. Your wife's not supposed to be there. Nobody's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be you, the accused. Come out and clear this thing. It's as simple as ABC. You're bringing people from every hole, every nook and cranny, coming to speak gibberish. Yeah? It's unfortunate. Sincerely, it's unfortunate. I don't know what they want to achieve. Whether it's right that when somebody is being molested or harassed, the person should be mute perpetually. I don't even know where they are starting. Look at the other day in Uyo. I saw women carrying placards protesting against Natasha. Hey, Mr. Elvis, I tired for this our country. Oh. Women protesting in Akwa Ibom, in Uyo capital. I saw it, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. Carrying placard as in support of Akpabio and against Natasha. Hey! Tell me how our country will go better, how this country will be good. Hey? Something of very sensitive in nature like this that has to do with that. It takes, in fact, I don't know what word I will use. That when harassment is mentioned, and there are the person they have been talking about has antecedent. He has collected boza before from a woman too. Eh? That enough should tell you that there is the probability that he must have extended that, that desire. All these women will look like this. Can they, if they put Natasha one side and they come out one side, can they match her beauty? Is it not when you find they go look for you? Now something we find people they go there attracted now. Find first, then you go know whether they go come after you or not. It's not where you just day like monkey. Monkey, you think you look attracted. No, it's not every woman that look attracted to men. If you don't know today. It's not every woman. If unfortunately you fall within those ones that are not attracted to men, then that's your own cup of tea. But there are some, like in the case of Natasha now, that are just irresistible. Why? Because especially if you don't even have self-control, some people are just like that. She might not even know. So for me, the only thing that will die this matter is when Akpabio comes out and tell us his own side of the story. I don't care whether the matter has gone to court or not. Okay, if the matter is in court, can't Akpabio stop people coming to the social media or the TV houses to make a statement with respect to this matter? Let him stop people coming there, or let him stop sending people. So why are people just suddenly coming everywhere, making the same comment as if they are the one in the scene or in the equation? We have much more problem to talk about in our country. We have the economy to fix. We have corruption to fight. Not this one. This one is a private individuality problem between a man and a woman. And let third party not come in between. If a woman has alleged A, B, allow her to prove it. Finish. All this third party coming here and there and be saying this and that. What are your interests? How much they give honor? How much they honor collect? I tire for Nigeria. All right, Mr. Evix. Which other video did you see again today? I think it's Natasha who I really watching in their Arise. Which other one did you say again? You guys don't go take cup of tea. You don't go take coffee. Anyway, so for that, I want to say that we should just allow the whole process. It's like the thing has overtaken the other event in the country. Natasha Akpabio has overtaken other events.
My brother, I don't know if the case is already in court. They're going some judicial concerns. I don't know if it's still under subjudice. If it's something that cannot be discussed in the public space.
Only Akpabio wife that have approached the court of law. You know? So Akpabio himself have not done anything. The woman herself have never done anything about it apart from going to social media to and TV Arise. You know.
Mr. My time is up, right? I think the thing is that for me, the way I look at it, Akpabio is a little
30 seconds.
Okay, it's a little bit scared because the truth is that matters of this nature, you never can tell the evidences that the woman has. So he had to not tread with caution because go be tired now, they bring us some video or some recorded voices. What will he say?
My brother, will you not be happy? Everybody will be happy. That's what we want.
No, I mean himself. What will he not say? We have nothing to defend them. So he's treading with caution.
I don't know. The courage the woman is having to say, do you think if she have evidence, she will not provide it? There's nothing will hold her not to do that.
Okay, for just for 2 seconds, let me quickly say this. I know I don't have the time to say this. If you look at what Arise showed, what was shown to us from Arise television this morning, they showed a lady from Kenya. And the lady said something. I think she made a statement by saying that a gentle woman is not fit for some kind of office. I don't know if that was how she put it. And she was saying she's a bad woman. That's why she got elected, or that's why she's where she is. What she actually meant by that is that not really bad. What she's saying is she has put on the garment of being strong to face the horde against all odds. So saying that for you to be that soft woman that the society, African society is trying to make you to become, where you are soft, you're submissive, you're supportive as a wife, as the culture is trying to mold or condition you. You can never get to an office like that if you're that kind of a woman. For you to stand to face the evil vices and to face the strong men in the House of Senate, you must put on the armor to fight. You must be strong. I think that's what Natasha is doing right now. You must be very strong, and this is the beginning of bigger battles to come.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Our newly white Panther. God bless you, sir. Okay. The waiting day for the table, and our guest CM be the next person there, followed by Mr. Odowa. Our guest CM, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, sir. I beg, talk.
Hey, good evening, Niger Watch. Good evening, everybody. All protocols duly observed. On Akpabio, Natasha issue, I know it's a developing story. It will continue to be in the headline for as long as the nearest future could permit it. And from the look of things, Akpabio's tactics is that of a coward. He's already guilty in the court of public opinion. As a person, let me say it, I think I heard somebody saying maybe some interest do not want Akpabio to be Senate president or be a senator or whatever. I am number one. Please, I'm number one person that doesn't even want Akpabio there at all. The pertinent question to ask is why? And this is my reason, so that those people can take it back to Akpabio. Nigerian law says, electoral law, if you want to be a senator, go and buy form. If you want to vie for any office, go and buy form. the constituency you want to represent, go there for nomination. You buy form, you represent the party of your choice in your constituency. In this case, your senatorial district. You go there and compete with other representatives of other parties. In the end, INEC will conduct a election for you people. Whoever wins goes to the Senate. When you get to the Senate, you are now with your equals. If they decide to nominate you to lead them, primus inter pares, it is called in the UK Parliament, you lead them. If not, you become a floor member. Did Akpabio express interest by buying a form? No. Akpabio say he want to be president. He went and bought the form to be a president. In the course of time in APC, he lost out. Therefore, he's as good as me that did not buy form to represent he's as good as anybody that did not buy the form to represent his constituency at the Senate. So why should Akpabio now be sprang up, should now be taken from wherever he's then to bring into the Senate? He did not buy form. Why? From there he became it's a joke on Nigerian democracy. It's as silly as that. So that is my reason. I have nothing. I have no business deal with him. With him, I'm not struggling for Natasha Akpoti with him. No, it's just because he made a mockery. He and Ahmed Lawan from Yobe. That's why I keep saying here that the problem with Nigeria has never been making laws. We have more than enough, but we don't enforce our law. Let me just cite a bit of example with regard to this. Edo State election, they said you collect at the polling unit. All the polling units will come together and then collect at the ward level. All the ward results will now be collected at the local government level. From the local government, you move finally to the state level. In that of Edo, Oredo, Ekpoboha, and the one other one there. No way. They were from there. They didn't even do at the local government. They took it to state level. We saw it in the night. Is that the following the law? You are not. That's what they call step. You see, ordinarily they should have said we don't collect it and it just carry on to state. That's okay. But you cannot tell me to go the 4-step procedure, then you jump some. If I now complain, you say why? That's why Nigerian democracy is a sham. So Akpabio as a person should have not been a member of this 10th Senate because he did not buy form. He did not stand for nomination in the primary. He was not elected. In other words, being a PC, there must be a PDP candidate that was on the ballot. Akpabio's name, the day they were electing senators, Akpabio's name was not on the ballot. So how come you did not register for an examination? All of a sudden, they give you certificate and even give you award as the best student. It's not done. It is either you register for an exam, you get your exam number. That day in the exam hall, if you don't know what to do, you can cheat. But if you cheat, they will not say they are punishing you because you cheated in the exam. Why? You are a candidate. It has been established. But you cheated. That's why they are punishing you or they are seizing your result. It's as simple as that. Somebody did not buy form for JAMB. He did not register for JAMB. He just there in house, JJ, you just say, come and take Faculty of Law, University of Nigeria and Soccer, go and study law. So why is that the fate of Akpabio? Now, are you now surprised that they say all's well ends well, but all that is not well will never end well? Look at how tactile. Look at what is happening in the Senate. Now, to come back to the disappointment I'm personally having is why Nigerian women go to Facebook, or they will be talking, hey, a woman can never be in an abusive relationship. All this and they talk nonsense. Now, Obojuodoro in Igbo language means the die is cast. Where are those feminists? Where are those Nigerian women? Where are they? Go to Facebook, social media, over there talking. If you knock me, you give me Lamborghini. Now come and see the way one of you is being abused in the Senate. Whether they like it or not, Akpabio expressed sexually harassed her. That's fact. Forget about what Nigerian judiciary will say. We all know this. She's saying, Natasha is saying she want her day in court. That she has evidence. Why not give her her day in court? Why? She's a lawyer also. Akpabio is also a lawyer. By the way, for those that are talking in the Senate, Chubo Kadibo, double PhD in philosophy and political science, was once the Senate president. They accused him of financial misdeeds. He stepped down. He stepped down and the Senate investigated. Why can't Akpabio step down? Why can't Akpabio step down? Remember I said it here, that this is the first time we are having a full-blown government of full-blown criminals. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria in which full-blown criminals are in charge at all levels. This is the first time. That's why Jose Okalo was crying that he was not made Senate president, because his like biggest like. Look at somebody who is in Aso Rock and then look at what is happening. It's a shame on Nigeria, and we don't want to see it. I'm really pained that such a lady like Natasha Akpoti, nobody is rallying. Women are not rallying to her corner. It's an assault on womanhood. And they will be talking of feminists, talking nonsense. Come and see the way they are, every time they are talking, I have to get money from a man. You can't abuse me. I will take the truth. Now look at what is happening to Natasha Akpoti. Openly. That's why Akpabio is just hiding. All these things they are just taking, it's a damage control. It's not going to work. My only fear is that let no harm befell Natasha Akpoti. Let her be alive. Because I know a typical Nigerian system, they will send either one title or pie squad, they cover face, maybe hold her to the wall somewhere and warn her, say, be careful. You will say, what did that? Be careful. Before you know it, they say it's talking nonsense. So that she will one day, she will withdraw her case. I know behind the scene, some emissaries will be approaching her to say, why can't you step this down? I know Nigeria. Akpabio has no case. Akpabio has no case. I said it that I wish if because of this Akpabio's case, let Nigeria, who is a member of Commonwealth of Nations, let there be a provision that if you are not happy with the law in your country, petition another Commonwealth country. Nigeria should have, because our sovereignty has gone to the dogs. If you bring Nigerian constitution to British judges here, not British law, they interpret it for you. You find that Akpabio is guilty. But in Nigeria, they will shop for a judge. Before you know, they bring one judge who may not know anything, give them billion. Today, I know Akpabio must have mobilized billions to give to anybody like that senator that came yesterday talking nonsense. Ita-Giwa. By the way, look at Ita-Giwa. This is from Donald Duke. Let me read out what Donald Duke wrote about Ita-Giwa concerning what he said. Donald Duke said, on a personal note, I stood in for her. Her in this case means Ita-Giwa. On a personal note, I stood in as her person of contact when she did liposuction, breast implant, and the upliftment. So I consider her somewhat of an aunt and the next of kin. You see? So at 78, from what background Jonathan giving, all this liposuction and to go and carry breast where don't the ground floor, you carry and go on top of a 25-story building to deceive who? That's what these are the pimps. These are people you see around the corridors of power. That's why she quickly came out. And look at the way, what pains me is that these people in her eyes, sometimes they don't behave professionally. She was even harassing them. He couldn't talk. I just look and say, if I'm there, I will tell and say, look, Kaki no be leather. If I no say, no paddy for jungle. So you see, this type of nonsense is what really is derailing Nigerian public service. Intelligent people, nice people, well-cultured people do not want to be in government. They don't want to come and serve. Look at Akpabio. Look at the mess he has brought to the Senate. By now, ordinarily, if the senators are serious, he will step down. We are not sacking you. Just come to the ground floor and step down. till we investigate this type of character, deformity that we are having. That is when Natasha will be free
But
to come out.
can I ask you a question? Has
Good
Natasha
question.
made any submission in the Senate House about this very allegation to the senators?
To the senators?
Yeah.
Do they not know? Do they not
No,
know?
I just ask a question because
She does see listen, the fact, let me tell you, the way even the senators know it. Senators challenge them. Say, the moment the newspaper headline shows something about you, I've had they see it. Somebody will just stand and say, "Look at what we read in the papers yesterday. Why should it happen? Why? They know it.
Okay.
Akpabio, listen,
Has
because
anybody
when you ask this type of question, you see, there's something that Nigerians like to pretend. Akpabio knows that his integrity has gone. I mean, his character has gone to the tatters as of today. To rebuild it, I don't know the amount of Julius Berger Foundation is going to take, but her reputation has, if at all it has gone to the tatters. It's in tatters, sort of. It has gone to the mud. The whole country, that is one thing that is simmering in every part of the world, and the Senate president is still there. Why can't Senate president say, "Look, this is what I read"? Don't they see paper headline?
The same, Mr. Dr. CM, Mr. Midwest. Wait, Mr. Midwest, that question, are you not? Don't ask that kind of a question now. The Senate president, Akpabio himself, over and over again, will come to the floor and say, "I read this on the newspaper. I heard this on the radio, so we are going to do something about it."
Is it because
that's what they do? Nobody needs to stand up.
You don't to come and what is it?
He knows what to do now. He himself alone could come out and say, "This is what is going on. I want a committee to be set up so that my name could be cleared, and for that purpose, I want to step out." That's what happens.
Okadi is not even Okadibo did Okadibo, who is even more of a cerebral. Okadibo did it. Okadibo said, "Look, to clear my name, he stepped down."
Bukola Bukola stepped down.
Yeah.
Bukola stepped down
Yeah.
also. But my question, why is he asking why is he asking if Natasha told you other senators on the floor of the house?
You don't need, you see, because they work newspaper. If you insult if you look, let's put it this way. If anybody should write that, so senator, this the moment Punch or any newspaper carries it headline, because the next day they collect allowance, they read in paper. When they see, they say, "Look at what they said about our Senate." I've heard them say it several times. Akpabio has been on the headline for the past how many days? Every day, Akpabio. Don't they see it?
No, you see,
they still set up a committee on the fire of Arise.
So the thing is that senator, I don't know from Ebonyi, he looks like somebody from the refugee camp anyway. It doesn't look fresh to me. He should have, when he sort of coming to Arise, let him report back to the Senate, say, "This is what I saw in the newspapers. Let us talk about it." Is their leadership. This is about Senate leadership, number 3 in the hierarchy in Nigerian power structure. Number 3. And they kept quiet. Because of what? Maybe Akpabio don't mobilize billion. If you want to go and shout in Arise or this thing, come and take money. Ita-Giwa from nowhere, just 78-year-old, I don't know. He just came up to go and what's her business? That is not telling us.
Job. That's what she does. No. That's what she does.
Look at what she said. That the moment they elect you as a senator, you are a person, not man or woman. So the anatomical changes will change. The great world created you, so you won't look attractive again. If before they were, you become an object of a sexual desire. The moment you become a senator, everything for what? What is it? When these people talk, you see, the way, if you listen to British members of parliament, when they are talking maybe to BBC or this thing, the way they are logical, constructive, convincing, because they know the British public are civilized and enlightened. But in our own case, they know they take everybody to be Almajiri after all, go there and talk nonsense, because nobody will. No, tomorrow their office is guaranteed for the next 1 million years. You don't do that. You don't do that. The more Akpabio stays there, the more the reputation of the Senate is dragged to the mud. And this one is not an outsider in inducting you. It's your first among equal. By the way, Akpabio should be reminded that in Senate, they are like this. All of them are the same level pegging. It's just that all of them cannot be leading. They said, okay, you move a step ahead. Just be in front and lead. That is the meaning. They are called first among equals. They also know the meaning of first among equals. Already all of you are equal. It is them that decided to say, go first. So let him not think that he's another sergeant major. When he knocked in the gavel, he said, go and do this. It's a lie. That man is an epitome of what it means not to be in the public office. Let me summarize. Like I said earlier, Akpabio has no business being in the 10th Senate because he never showed interest in want to be a senator. So it's an indictment on Nigerian electoral law that somebody who did not buy form, didn't
All right,
show
thank
interest,
you.
will now become Senate president. Thank you.
All right, Augustine, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that submission. Let it get to everyone. Mr. Oduwa, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, sir. Please talk to us. 8 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Najawosh. Thank you for all you have
Yes,
done, all you are doing, and all you will still do. Thank you, Dr. Zin. Thank you, Mr. Black Panther, Dr. Louis, Barrister F. Emmanuel, Midwest and Southwest Republic. Thank you. Good evening, Mommy in Diaspora. Thank you for all you have been doing for us, Mommy. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good evening, the commenters, listeners, and viewers. Depends on your time and your location and wherever you are all welcome. Yes. Before I talk on Natasha, because this is where I really get these things and upset and pace my heart. I thought it is responsible or mature people that's supposed to be a lawmaker. Like one woman came yesterday and said it is old woman, or it is retired people, the day and the one that's supposed to be lawmaker. Well, then the other woman came today. Now let us know that if you are a lawmaker, so you might have passed through what do they call sexual harassment. So since you are a lawmaker, it's no longer a sexual harassment. It's just a normal something you mingle with every day. Because if not, she won't say that it's supposed to be talking about the student and these things, not she herself, who is now mature. That is not easy. Listening to that words, a point here, he said, you might have passed through many things before you become a lawmaker. That means it's just normal practice that they do. Because if not, this woman, whether it's whatever they call her, will have known. Okay, she said that the time Akpoti was abused, but he is not club or party or whatever. She did not come for interview, and she was aware of that, so she was not able to go for interview. Now that she's not sexual harassment, it is now she was able to come for interview, even though nobody invited her. She was able to go for interview and said, "I did not side them." Akpoti. The Akpoti said you should come aside her. Because you that is telling her that to become a senate, you might have passed through many things. So it's a shame. That shows that when someone, this woman did not know that in our tradition, that is where I said I blame Akpoti for the day she said that her husband asked her and she did not, she just bluff off and use one something or another to cover it. In our tradition, Akpoti herself had committed adultery. Because for you to lie about something like that to your husband, that is an adultery. That is, it's in your mind also. Because in our tradition, when you are married, another man doesn't hold your hand because, you know, this, what do they call it? Elbow of hand or clip, this hand clip. Another man cannot hold you there. It's an abomination. It's adultery. No, to come and tell you, just make me happy. Then you just do, you have to ask him what is happiness. Is him sad? Did he fall inside where? Or did you rob him? Or are you a disco? Are you a musician that you want to dance? So you must question the man very well. Conscious in them, he will know that khaki is not leather. But since you laugh over it in the name of man, a senator, or in the name of a friend, because according to them that the husband is a Babel friends. But in our tradition, doesn't know that. Whether you are a friend, whether you are a brother, whether you are anything, doesn't care. So that woman Ita is the most worst person that who said she was a senator. And even when she was a senator, we did not know, because we did not benefit anything from them or from her time. So all these people that go to Senate in Nigeria, the women, Ita have said it. The other woman of a Labour Party have let you know that these people, they are not responsible at all. Because if not, they will have known that and stand and say women, they stand, because they know that it is what every setup has been complaining in Nigeria. And it just confirm it. That you might have passed through those things. So since you are a senator, you don't see it as a harassment. You just take it as normal thing. So it is painful and pity. And that is why they doesn't care, because to them it's just normal thing. And that is why they will not want to put a law that will enable men not to harass people or to intimidate people. That is why you see lecturers keep on failing students in the name of make me happy. And this kind of set of people who go to Senate who think is where you make money can never want to stop such. And that is why when you go to police, they begin to question you here and there instead of them to say no, because it is their normal practice. So it pains my heart that this kind of people are the one they call lawmaker. That is what Ita said. So this the country is just a joke anyway. But that is why I love the time of our tradition. If it is the time of our tradition, the man will have known what it means to tell another woman, another man's wife, that come and make me happy. They will have known, they will have understand that next time if you see a married woman, he has to run for 40, even run more than Usebut. But nowadays, people say it's in modern life. And I advise every woman of Nigeria, if you face sexual harassment, don't think like Ita who said just keep it. Say it out, so that people will know that the Senate, this thing, they are he-goat. And the other hands, what I want to ask, and this is where I'm asking, and when people say it is law there, is a Senate, this chamber, is it primary school or nursery school, that you have to tell a people, this is your seat, Uche Okafor, Kemi Babalola, Shehu Sonny, this is not your seat. Is it primary school? Is it not where adults came together and take decisions that will happen for the land? So why must they not every adult came in their own different, in various of the states, came together. They are not conditioning people that before you cannot talk. To me, Nigeria Senate seat or Nigeria Senate chamber is just like a primary school or nursery school. So that is why people will not say something like that, that it is the law there, it is the normal law there. It's stupid and useless law. For me, just as I am as a grown-up child, went to university, then the lecturer is not conditioning me to one seat before I can ask him question. It is, no, it's not supposed to be done. And we have to know that this thing, even if they were doing it before, if that was what they were practicing, from now onward, it have to be something that they've stopped and said never, because you did not come. It's not your business place. It is all our business. It's entire Nigeria business. So you don't need to condition anybody to a corner, because you did not go there because of a party, not to come and talk a majority group, minority group. There is nothing like minority there. There is nothing like majority. You all came there, whether doesn't matter the party you came from, because you did not go there because of your party. You go there because of your state or your consequences, whatever you might have called it. That is the purpose you went there. So let nobody begin to condition anybody to any seat at all. As an adult, you came for discussion. When the chairs are there, sit. Apart from the one they locate to the president or whatever, if it is the Senate president, whatever name they call them, the position they give to them. After that, you can sit in any place you like, because you come there to come and discuss. So if people are saying no, that order is useless and hold no water, that is what you are telling us, that there is just like a nursery school. So you put people here, then tomorrow you must come and sit down there. Let all have that in mind now, that their order before was useless and never to be practiced. And let nobody justify such and say that is what is supposed to be. And all those days, the day who have been going to Senate doesn't know that those kind of order is not worth following. So they should stop it and never to practice again, so that they cannot corner some people not to speak in the name of you come from a minority party or you came from. No, all parties are equal when it comes to that place. So that is what people should understand and start doing from now. Thank you, Mr. Njawo. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Odowa, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your submission. God bless you, sir. Black Panther, please talk to us. Good evening to you, my brother.
Thank you, Njawo. Sorry I couldn't come in today. I slept and I woke up, saw myself somewhere. I want to thank you for everything you're doing. I have two basic things make me to call in today. One is Mr. Odowa. Mr. Odowa, the woman did not commit any offense. The woman, what the woman did was to manage the situation on ground. Now, I want to ask, if your best friend, your best childhood friend, chased your wife and told her verbally, talk to her. If your wife come to you and tell you that your best friend is chasing you, which you trust most, will you believe her? You will never believe her, because we men will never believe, because it's your best friend. So she has to bring a fact and make her husband see the fact in point blank. That was why when they called, he put the call on voice, on voice, so that the husband can hear and see the fact that he was trying to tell her. Because if you see, the husband was not really convinced until that voice note came in. So you saying that the woman has not told the woman has not told the husband, it's not you don't even follow the trend. You have not followed the trend well. And then Mr. Midwest, you are doing what we call political explanation. You are being political in your submission. You cannot say because of different political say and for different political parties, they are after him, they are after the seat. You cannot judge from that perspective. We are looking at it from the human perspective and from the perspective of who committed an offense. What is the title of that offense? And what does that offense look like in the Nigerian statute? That to show you yourself don't even know Nigerian law. Somebody has to tell you here. So you have to do more research, so that because you don't get the research, the fact well, because this woman have evidence. She only gave a little evidence, and she said she has a good voice note that will nail it. That was why she went to court. So, Oga, look, you have to look at the fact, go in deeply before you start playing politics. This what you said there is just politics, because you're saying somebody is looking for his good. Nobody we should not look at that. Look at the gravity of the offense. Talk on the gravity of offense. Talk on the people the submission of both parties, then you speak so that people can understand you. But when you go political, people will question you and ask you, and you are an APC person because you are sitting on you are trying to fall on this part of the APC man, and you are trying to fall on the woman. You are saying the woman must have concrete evidence. That means you don't know the genesis of this issue. Thank you, Nigeria. God bless you.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, the last person on the panel is Give Us a Mandate. It's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you. If you are there, please talk to us. Give Us a Mandate. You are not there. I'm just moving on. Thank you very much, everyone. We're having our final submission. Mr. Henry, if you're still there with us, your 2 minutes, please. Please talk to us. Final submission.
Mr. Elvis, I pass, Peter. I pass.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Sir Louis. Please talk to us. Sir. Final submission.
Okay, please, can someone else just come in? I'll come in after, please. I want to quickly attend to
You'll
something.
get
I'm
1
still
minute
here.
when you come back. Okay, sir. That's fine. 1 minute when you come back. Mr. Jonathan, thank you, sir. I'll give you 10 minutes because of what you want to address.
Yeah, thank you.
You have to.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. You see, I greet all fellow panelists once again. You see, this lady, the issue there is the main issue because people are asking, and I also asked that question at the beginning of this whole story. Why now? Why will it just be the issue of seats? I want this seat, movement from one place or the other on the floor of the Senate that will have brought out all this. But it is deeper than that. It is deeper than that. See, because of the corrupt state, the corrupt nation of Nigeria, the issue is that of the Ajaokuta Steel Complex. That is the issue there. That is the crux of the matter. And until they will have to speak out, whether it is the Senate, the leadership, or Akpabio himself, or whoever. But because Nigeria is a corrupt state, unless they are forced to speak out. But the facts are out there. And if you cannot get it, you can work on it. The facts are just out there. This woman, this Natasha, currently, she's the vice chair of the Steel Committee of the Nigerian Senate. She's the vice chairman of that committee. When Tinubu started, this is the fight that they have, the grudge, because this woman is about to open the Pandora box. So she's ready. She's about to open up. Probably she could have been suspended the way they suspended Senator Ningi. This woman probably could have been suspended. She was about to open up. She's had enough of it. When Tinubu came in 2023, she said she is looking for investment. And one of the core areas is the Ajaokuta Steel. He said he needs $2 billion to revitalize that company, that Ajaokuta Steel. Mr. Tinubu has walked all over the world looking. They've been globetrotting all over the place looking for $2 billion. They couldn't even put up. They can't get the money. Nobody is ready to come and invest in a corrupt system. They go all over the place, including his steel minister, Xually Harassed. They've been looking for that money. They couldn't get it. Natasha bought into that arrangement. Nigerians should know the fact. She bought into that arrangement. After all, this is my constituency. Ajaokuta Steel is not just from located in Kogi State. It's actually located in Natasha's constituency directly. So it's a thing of joy. It's a thing of legacy for her that Ajaokuta Steel come back to life during her term as a senator. So they bought into it. They got her into this. She's PDP. Tinubu is APC, but they got Natasha into this, and she started working together with them. they are looking for $2 billion, right? Even as at May 2024, they still came out and said they are looking for $2 billion. But lo and behold, it became clear to them that this money is coming from nowhere. They are not going to get any $2 billion from anywhere. Nobody is coming to invest in a corrupt system. Go and watch Natasha's previous statement. She was so excited. She was going all over the country saying that the program Ajaokuta is going to be revitalized by December 2024. They postponed it to first quarter of 2025. Before Natasha knew what was happening, the first thing Tinubu did late last year, this is where the fight began. The first thing Tinubu did, Tinubu dissolved the council, the Steel Council. That is the body that supervises all the money that they are spending there, like the trust. Tinubu dissolved them, kicked them away. And then before Natasha knew what was happening, Tinubu said he's going to privatize Ajaokuta Steel. This is what Nigerians should resist. He said he's going to privatize. They signed the agreement. This is where they began to sideline Natasha. The vice chair of the steel development, aside from that, located in her own constituency, they sidelined her. She knew nothing about it. Natasha has been sidelined completely. They are now almost, this is how they do it. They are going to sell Ajaokuta to their cronies. I think we need to expose this so that this is what we can only do to stop them. The Nigerian media should take this up. Then they are now about to privatize it. No sitting of the committee, nothing. The procurement, the Bureau of Public Procurement did not put anything out on national newspapers, how they will get how they bidded for it. Nothing. Everything being done in the secret. No public sitting of the Steel Development Committee of the Senate or of the House. Nothing was done. They just want to privatize Ajaokuta Steel Complex. This is the fight. This is the foundation. If anybody wants to talk about it, this is the fight. This is what Natasha is about to spill out. And it will not augur well. So that's the problem that we have in Nigeria, because Ajaokuta Steel Company is so vital. Is so vital to the industrialization of Nigeria. Without it, there cannot be any industrialization. It's as simple as ABC. Without the steel company, a steel complex, you can't have anything. No production no effective or a production can take a functional industrialization can happen. More or less, you will still be importing. All the metals that they use, they use for car construction, for building. Do you know the number of steel they use to build houses? Everything is imported. Whereas we have the Ajaokuta steel. This thing alone can give nothing less than 200,000 to 300,000 jobs. Just like that. Misplacement, talk of misplacement of priorities. Ajaokuta Steel Complex is the top of it. That is what the government should focus on, because it's going to be a cash cow to the government. It's going to bring jobs. Nothing. I'm just being conservative. Nothing less than 250,000 jobs will be created.
Jonathan, the most important aspect of steel development is railway all over the country. Rail.
It's rail.
Rail.
There will be the rail connection. I mean, look at all the developed countries. Is it United Kingdom? I mean, Europe, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's thriving because they have a functional, a productive steel industry. We are not having that in Nigeria. And now, they are now at the verge of privatizing Ajaokuta Steel Complex. I want to believe, the Nigeria in me want to believe that it's not going to happen. Nigeria will resist this. Ajaokuta Steel should not be privatized. And if anything, and if it's going to, it should be so transparent, open, that it must be open to all Nigerians. It must be transparent. There should be no political involvement. If you are a politician, you should not be involved in any way, shape, or form. Look for the best people that will get it done. We don't want the repeat of 2003, 2004, when they sold all the assets of Nigeria to their cronies, and this is where we are today. NEPA gone. The former telecommunication company of Nigeria gone. We don't have all of that anymore. They took it, sold it to themselves at a discount, at a very, very deep discount, and this is where we are. Nothing. Ajaokuta is even, you can't even compare Ajaokuta, the billions of dollars that was spent on Ajaokuta. You need to go, you need to visit Ajaokuta. You need to see the massive infrastructure that a country will even have invested such an amount of money, that kind of infrastructure. Ajaokuta Steel Complex is like a city. The massive amount of money, the infrastructure there is mind-boggling. And Nigeria is wasting away in Nigeria. So this is the cross of the matter, just on the side, for why Natasha is in trouble with Akpabio, because Akpabio will protect. Again, whatever you got through compromise, you will have to keep it, continue to keep it and sustain it through compromise. Akpabio will he has to continue to keep his seat that he got from Tinubu through compromise. So that's where we are in Nigeria. I just hope and pray they won't go that far. They won't be that stupid and privatize Ajaokuta in a very shady manner. Thank you, Mr. Thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. That was a promised minutes. But meanwhile, I'd like us to move on now. Oga Louis, you're back. You only have 1 minute.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right. You know, if you look at Nigeria today, intelligent people are being silenced so that stupid people will not be offended. If you look at Nigeria today, intelligent people are being silenced.
That's so funny.
You know, because if you look at it, look at the National Assembly, for example. You have a bunch of people who sit down, they lie to themselves. They know that they're not actually there because they want a change in their constituency or a change in the country in general. They're just there to just continue to go around the particular script given to them. They say all sorts of rubbish, and that 4 years will pass. And you know the funny part of it is, a man said something one day, said the amount of money spent on presidential election, gubernatorial election, and senatorial election down to local government, the money spent in just one election to bring these people to power. He said if that money is well utilized, there will be world-class hospitals in all the local government in the country. And that is true. He couldn't have said it better. Because there's amount of waste in our system, and little things have not been fixed. That is the reason why we have an issue of Natasha, because there's a high level of impunity, illegality. You know, people get away with everything, and so when someone comes out to cry out about an issue, you don't see people who will come out to say, yes, this lady has just tabled something that I think we should deal with so that this will not repeat itself. No, they want to shut her up. People will come out to defend, because why? People live, there's fraud. Fraud is a culture in Nigeria. Corruption is a culture in Nigeria. Some people, they were born into it. They've grown into it. Their life is conditioned around it. Their children are also brought up in it. I have cousins I cannot talk to today because those cousins, their own mentality of governance is someone who will stay. I'm going to say this before I round up. It's just a minute. Years ago in London, I was in London when a man said a politician from Nigeria he actually used through his friend, loaned $20 million to his friend's account in London. I went to a party in one of my uncle's house in London where they were saying it, and the children of some top politicians were in that gathering. These people, their mentality is not just about say, but how much they will loot. How much they will loot. But you see the properties they buy in the UK, you'll be so shocked. I see them. So I don't know how we can change this system. In Nigeria, it's like the den of Hades. I don't know. It's like Tartarus. Let me just end it there. Someone else should speak. We have to keep talking. Thank you.
That's why we're here. We are talking every day. You know, we have to keep talking. I appreciate you, Gasa Lewis. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Watch, please. You know, there's something that Sir Lewis said, and he invaded my territory. So, if you don't mind, let me buttress this thing. So, you are talking of politicians buying property. Ekweremada has 40 that he forfeited to EFCC, 15 in Abuja, 10 in Enugu, 1 in Lagos, making 16, 2 in the UK, making 18, 3 in the USA, making 21, then 9 in Dubai. So to round it up, so that
one
is
man. One man. No, that's one man.
No. This is not the total. These are the ones he couldn't provide proof. So EFCC take him. The one where he can provide through legal practice or salary, they leave him for him. So and the Kuremado cannot be alone. So this is a tip of what Nigerian politicians are doing. 40 all over the world. Thank you.
Oh, God.
That is it.
Even Mr. Elvis is confused right now. You see it? Even Mr. Elvis is confused.
I'm speechless. Good to see me at your speechless now, because when we talk here, people just think that we don't know what we are doing. So now, in fact, the thing is the people who tackle us. That is my pain.
It's true.
Because it's painful to know that at this age, we understand how these people have been governing us since Nigeria was created. Then you now see one lunatic, one fool, we come and attack you, and leave him alone. Just imagine one person have 40. That is
all
not
over the world.
One that he could not protect.
Yeah.
Let collect.
Yes, no.
So let us assume only one person have 100 house. Only one. Let us assume.
Yes.
Not the cash where they get, not the money where they put for different bank accounts all over the world.
Yeah. 9 houses in Dubai. 9 houses in Dubai. You know what it means?
Just to quickly add to it, so I will not talk. Sir Richard Branson said Nigerian politicians are not only corrupt, they are insane. So there's insanity in our system. That's why I said intelligent people are silent so that stupid people will not be offended. When the intelligent man speaks, if you want to know, Mr. Elvis, go and check. Whenever you go to some Nigerian garden, you speak intelligently, people will want to silence you.
Yes, exactly.
That is why Donald Trump call it shit whole country.
That is why you see that these people, they can go extra miles to silence anybody who tries to stop them. I'm telling you. That's why you see they can buy anybody when they are contesting to become a governor or a president. Normally, a country where you don't steal, why will anybody be desperate by buying, stealing ballot boxes, everything by fire, by force, just to become a governor?
Yes.
Tell me why. Let me call on next person. Midwest people, sir. Please talk to us. Thank you very much. Your 2 minutes.
Okay, so let me just round up my submission. All I will say to Natasha is that please, there's no need of waiting for Babu should come and prove. If you know you have any evidence, do the rightful thing because you know what to do. The laws will still stand for you. Because I've never seen any Senate that raised issue in Nigeria and they trash it under the floor. It's not possible. So do the needful so you can protect many innocent women out there, particularly those seeking for job, those innocent students. A lot of places, there's too much sexual harassment in our country. But the problem is that sometimes I strongly believe if we use a high-profile person to show an example, it will send a very good warning to a lot of people. That's my submission tonight. Like putting it into under speculation, it's going to be very difficult to really, trash it in a way that will help the common people. So I rest my own submission there. Thank you very much. give the space to another person.
Mr. Elvis, give me 1 minute, please.
Okay, go ahead. That 1 minute. Thank you.
Yeah, my submission right now, I wish all our women to go out into politics to make sure they cover the seat of all the senators there. We are tired of all the men taking control of the Senate. We only have four women in the Senate. So it's time for the young women there in Nigeria, the vibrant one, who may work for the underage Nigerians, to fight to get to that seat of the senators. Because I'm tired of this bunch of corrupt, lazy dogs that call themselves senators in Nigeria. Because we should be ashamed by now. We only have 4 women as senators in that country. Shame on Nigerians. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my brother Henry. Okay, let me come to White Panther. Please talk to us. Your 2 minutes, sir, if you are there.
All right, Mr. Najawa, thank you so much. Well, what else do I have to say? All the panelists have made their wonderful points. So for me, one word that I need to add to what everyone has said is that it's very, very unfortunate that Nigeria is the only country that fights for their oppressors as against fighting for their freedom. I raise my case. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. My brother, Oga F. Manuel, God bless you, sir. I appreciate you for your time with us today. Let me come to Mr. Oduwa. Mr. Oduwa, please, your 2 minutes of final submission.
Okay, thank you. Well, all I will say, it is not by women going to the Senate or politics that make people to have sense. Because those one like Retimi Kanjibe, and this woman that just came out now, and the other woman they interviewed the other day, whether doctor they were calling her, are those one into politics? Who said the one who said that she's a APC women leader, so on. They are into politics, but that doesn't show they have sense. So sense is given by God, and we pray that the one God gives sense to lead people in a good direction should go into politics, and may God give them the victory to be in politics, in positions. So where my sister or our sister Akpoti, however
She's
decision you
senator.
wish,
Address her as senator, not sister. Address her as senator, please.
Senator Akpoti, whatever decision you wish to take, I support it. For good is my support. For bad is my support. However, it's your decision. So, but I pray you get victory, because in Nigeria, we know that everything is wuru wuru. For the Senate to say you have to go and lobby when you want to present the problem of the country, go and lobby before you say anything. So what are we expecting from such country? So I wish you the best, Senator Aboti. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
All
Najawas.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Oduwa. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time with us today. Oga CM, your 2 minutes, sir, if you are still there with us. Oga CM.
I am. Thank you. So, in rounding up, I will urge Nigerian women, those that always come and say feminist and then they want women activism, they should rally around Natasha. She's like a lonely voice. The issue of sexual harassment, sexual abuse is not something that is taken, lightly. Whether because we are in Nigeria, in the Western world, the greatest crime you will commit is espionage, whereby as a person, you say the secret of your country to another country or to another person, usually people in the military. The second one is rape or anything sexual. The third one is electoral offense. Any other thing can follow. Looting, going to break a store and then take all the thing there, you see gold. All those ones are stealing. But for you to say you sexually harassed a woman and she's willing to mention you invited her to a meeting in a hotel, all those type of saying it alone is salacious. So I urge the Senate, they should see sense in telling Akpabio, step down for proper investigation. It is not novel. They are not telling you to do what has not been done before. You are not the first person to be Senate president. Okadibo, the mighty Okadibo, had to step down. They investigated him. I understand Saraki also did the same. So why is it that when it comes to Akpabio case and they are still sending a mystery here and there to be going to arise and be making noise? They can't deceive us. Akpabio should step down for proper investigation. Step down do not mean that they sacked you. Give way. You can't be investigated when you're on seat. That's why you have to give way so that Natasha can now come openly and then talk to the senators and then present evidence. That is the way it is done. Not when you are still holding the gavel as the presiding officer. You don't do that. You can't be a judge in your own case. I rest my case. Thank you. Thank you, Niger Watch.
Okay, Augustine, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you for your time with us today. Thank you so much, every one of you that came in. Thank you, Oga Henry, Sir Louis, Mr. Jonathan, Midwest People, White Panther, Augustine, Mr. Dua, give us a mandate. And those of you that called into the show, Mr. Alex, Madam Patience, Madam Debbie, and many others are called in. Thank you so much, my people. I appreciate every one of you, my people. People right there on the comment section. Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always for that you do. Thank you, Mike Akambari, Madam Amen Bright, Grace Home and Properties. It's good to hear from you. But let's you take breaks for a while. But good to see you back. Beck Mark, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, my wonderful people right there. Kinsley, Geraki, Jedima, Peggy Modi, Mr. Johnson Emmanuel. God bless every one of you right there. We got one person who supported us today, Guy Wanlele. Thank you so much. Appreciate you always. God bless you, my brother. Appreciate everyone.
Before you go, please.
Yeah.
Please, before you go, I sent something for private chat. If you can send me the video of about what they call it, Godwin Emefiele, about the bank issue. How do we?
The one that video play yesterday.
I beg. I need that. I want to send to my brother.
It's a long video. It's on Niger Watch now.
Okay, it's Niger Watch.
So yes.
Okay, I thought you have it. I thought you just have it only that video there.
No, I can't send this. Is you know the video is long, but I'll see if I can send it out. Let me see if I can compress it.
All right then. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah. All right, everyone, right there. God bless you all. We've come to the end of the broadcast. My final say is that let's stand for what is right. It doesn't matter if the person is your brother, your sister, you don't need to know the person to stand for what is right. Senator Akpoti is not somebody we have personal or close relationship with. She's a senator. She's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Currently, they are suppressing, oppressing, and intimidating her. You need to speak out because you don't know when it's going to be your own turn. Thank you very much, my people. We've come to the end of the broadcast. Those of you listening to us, watching us, some of you have never ever commented. You've never joined our panel before, but you are a very, very good person. I want to say thank you very much. God bless you. And for those of you that are satanic and you are watching us every day here, and your wish is that you are patiently waiting for you to fail. Don't worry, failure will continue to be your portion in the mighty name of Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. I appreciate you all, my people. Now we draw the curtain. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Subscribe to our channel. You never know when we randomly come out like this so that we can do it all together. My people, take care. Good night and bye for now.
Traditional Prime Minister. Contractor, Ushimano, where I